Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Holly, and this is Chronicle. This is a home where a bunch of my favorite people and I will get together and tell some awesome stories, and hopefully take you guys along for the ride with us. Today, we are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, which if you don't know by now, get to know. I can't help you, you will learn as you go. We do have a new player at the table with us today. Ash is joining us for our Halloween one-shot. This is set in a homebrew setting that you might remember. It is connected very loosely to the same world as the fantasy noir one-shot.
Oh, the fantasy noir one shot. Sorry.
Yeah, you were going to correct me, weren't you?
I
see you,
don't
bitch.
think anyone saw
I
the
see you,
other one.
bitch. It is to another world that we didn't do here. But yes, the fantasy noir one-shot, this is very loosely connected to it, but it is set in a different place. So, same rules apply, obviously, but yeah, does anybody else have anything they'd like to say? Unfortunately, we don't have Connor and James with us, so hopefully they will be back next week. But other than that, I think we should jump into it. I'm just going to give a little premise at the start so that you guys can kind of get a feel for what we're going to be doing for the Halloween one-shot. This is kind of a detective murder mystery, kind of like the fantasy noir one-shot we did a little while ago. However, I'm not going to bamboozle everyone. It's none of the killers are sitting at the table this time. Okay, so the premise of this one-shot is, after a string of brutal murders plunges the sleepy coastal town of Sirens Bay into turmoil, its unusual denizens live in fear that they may be the next target. The recent disappearance of teenager Bethany Moyes has left the struggling minimal police force working tirelessly to locate her and bring her home before her time is up. As suspicions mount surrounding the alleged killer running wild in this small town, signs point towards the nearby Bus Alain house as a probable location for the site of the murders, and hopefully Bethany. Located high on the jagged Shark's Tooth cliffs, an hour from the town centre, the manor sprawls across 50 acres of green and sparsely populated countryside, buffeted by almost constant and vicious coastal winds. Popular in the past with tourists that frequented the area, the number of visitors and lodgers at the manor mysteriously dropped off in the recent years under the tenure of its new owners, making it a primary candidate for the suspicions of the fearful population. As amateur detectives and seasoned cops alike flock to the manor to investigate on the eve before Halloween, only time will tell if they'll solve the crime, or come back alive. Okay, so let's get into the setting itself. Dotted along a jagged coastline and sheer cliff faces to break up the silhouette of the land from the sea. A patchwork quilt of vibrant weatherboard buildings marks the slumbering coastal town of Sirens Bay. A network of rickety, greying wooden docks stretch outwards like the roots of ancient trees into the vast expanse of brilliant blue seas, rolling with gentle waves. Wooden ships of all sizes covered in barnacles bob up and down as they sway gently in the night, rocked in place as they wait side to side with small, rusted dinghies for the bustle of Sirens Bay in the morning. Two enormous stone lighthouses, caked in algae and eroded from years of savage winds, stand at either side of the town's sprawl along the coastline. Large beams of golden light carving through swaths of fog under the... Actually, I recently learned that word, I've been saying it wrong the whole time. It's swathes. There you go.
How were you saying it?
Swaths.
Swaths.
Yeah.
I used to say it. I said it swaths as well.
Yeah, apparently it's swathes. Somebody corrected me the other day and I felt shame. Swathes of fog under the cover of night. Overlooking the city, at the crest of a nearby cliff face, the original settlement of Barcelone House stands tall against a backdrop of rolling hills and roaring waves. The house itself was once home to a beloved family of fisherfolk, responsible for the boom of the nearby city of Sirens Bay. However, the tragic death of a group of visiting tourists to the area besmirched the reputation of this fine establishment. A recent change of hands had many hoping that the manor house would be revitalized, opening again to the public. But another recent tragedy left Sirens Bay, fearful of the horrors occurring in these now desecrated lands. In comparison to the hustle and bustle of the country's capital, Renfell, Sirens Bay is a charming port town located on the Mernon coastline that thrives on quiet local business. As the home to less than 5,000 people, the community itself is close-knit and distrustful of passers-by and new members to Sirens Bay, preferring to keep to their own and remain fiercely loyal to those around them. Offshore fishing, trade, and the production of luxury goods has dominated the economic climate of the town, with the vast majority of its citizens spending a fraction of their life working in these naval industries. For the population of Sirens Bay, their lives are intertwined with the sea, spending hours upon hours surfing, fishing, and sailing. Sirens Bay is infamous for its creative infrastructure and architecture suspended over a blanket of bright blue waters, with every single building possessing a view of the sea regardless of the wealth of its inhabitants. Majority of the buildings close to the edge of the town float on the water, rocked by choppy weather and bobbing up and down with the shift of weight on top of their platforms, interconnected by docks and ramps. Unlike the surrounding towns and cities of Hellismore and Renfell, whose populations live in the blissful ignorance of the unknowing world, the population of Sirens Bay is largely considered not only knowing, but supernatural themselves. Behind the glamour of mortal eyes lies a realm of magic, monsters, and mystery, separating those that have been introduced into this world from those that have not. The shroud of the Supernatural Jubacaris obscures the supernatural and paranormal world from that of the mortal world, protecting the whimsical and monstrous alike from volatile reactions of the fearful public. If not born into the knowing world, one may join it after being chosen by the Somnos, the entity responsible for the distribution of magic to individuals within hail, and invited into the realm of magic. Within Sirens Bay, the vast majority of the population are free to inhabit the town without the fear of mortal punishment and violent endings, with only some sections of the town hosting members of the unknowing realm. This ensured that the supernatural occurrences of this largely idyllic landscape for creatures of all kinds are largely a well-known secret. In the early hours of the morning, the pale face of a moon washes the world around it in a sickly silver hue, muting the vibrant colours of the town and its surrounding countryside. Heavy, dark clouds float listlessly across the sky, obscuring the blanket of flickering white stars that twinkle behind them. Thunder booms and rumbles in the distance, as large lances of sterile, fluorescent white lightning crack through the sky. A low fog rolls into the town from across the top of an endless expanse of darkened ocean, swirling around the bottom of vibrant weatherboard buildings and covering the worn cobblestones on the ground slick with seawater and algae. Flags and signs are ripped off the sides of the building as the wind and rain batter this peaceful, charming town of Sirens Bay. Rain falls from the sky in sheets, hitting the ground hard as it floods the streets of Sirens Bay, pooling at the doorsteps of houses and washing soil and debris quickly down the narrow alleyways of the town. Rivulets of rain run off the side of flooded gutters and off the edge of shingles, falling into the quickly moving stream of floodwater below. Trees bow, bending in half under gale-force winds as their leaves are ripped off their branches and splattered against windows. Corpses of countless fish and other marine animals wash onto the docks, the stench clinging to the air in the relentless torrential rain. The platforms of Sirens Bay and its floating buildings bob up and down as metre-high waves blast over them, slamming into the roofs of these jostling establishments. A lone road cuts through the rolling green countryside, winding along the side of a sheer cliff face as puddles of rainwater accumulate at the base of the hills. Inches of water wash over the asphalt, slick with a mix of both rain and the seawater that pushes up from the enormous waves slamming into the cliffside. Strong winds slam into the sides of vehicles speeding along the road, rocking them from side to side as their windscreen wipers try desperately to sweep the sheets of rain off the glass that's currently obscuring the driver's vision. Yellow headlights break through the rain as a beat-up car speeds along this lonely road, flying past trees and sheer cliff drops as winding road. The dulcet tones of the radio broadcast of the day waft from the radio, providing updates on the expected weather for the coming week, before eventually being broken up by a special news report. Breaking news report, the search for 16-year-old Bethany Moyes continues as police and parents grow more concerned for her safety. After the graphic murders of the past 5 victims, fears swirl around surrounding a serial killer on the loose. The police hope to have a conclusion to this case soon and to find the missing girl alive. Residents of Sirens Bay have been advised to steer clear of the Barcelane Manor whilst the investigation continues. Silhouetted by intermittent flashes of lightning and rumbling thunder that rolls overhead, a lone manor house stands tall against the dark backdrop, pressed up against the sheer drop-off of the Shark's Tooth cliffs. A group of individuals stands at the base of the building. Lee, would you like to introduce your character, please?
Guys, I really don't think we should be here. It's a little bit scary, just a little bit. You see this like 3'5" gnomish figure. He looks fairly young, and he is shaken in his boots. He is very scared of why we are here. My character's name is Dimitri, otherwise known as Sherlock Gnomes. That's his preferred name. Please call him that. And yeah, he is a cleric, and he's very scared.
Excellent. Meg, would you like to introduce your character, please?
My character's name is Nick. He has normal, like, beautiful fairy wings, but his normal self looks just an average dude. And that's all I've thought of so far.
Just an average. Okay. Lockie, would you like to introduce your character, please?
This kind of blue-skinned tiefling with kind of black horns curled back like that in his hair, just like amongst like a black group of like nestled hair that's kind of a bit longer. These kind of blue eyes with like lightning in them, kind of crackling away. This yellow kind of raincoat, really long kind of sailor's kind, and then under this kind of overalls and a set of gumboots on, and this kind of loose cop badge kind of hanging just around his neck.
Nice. Xander, would you like to introduce your character, please?
A larger, sort of thicker grey coat with a high collar flicked upwards for the weather. There's a storm a brewing. Wait, wrong accent. I just defaulted to an accent. I'll write to reveal the accent later. But there's a storm a brewing. I don't mean the weather.
Okay, thank you. Jack, would you like to introduce your character, please?
My character is a relatively short, middle-aged man with specks of grey in his hair, called Joff. Pronounced Joff, not Jeff.
My dad
Joff.
would be so mad right
Just
now.
Joff. as it's spelled. Just kind of wearing your regular detective's kind of clothes. And he says, how do you know about this a storm? What kind of storm are you referring to?
It's deep.
Stares off, pondering.
It's like a metaphor. I don't know.
I
It
love it
feels
when the
appropriate.
storm's deep.
Metaphor.
Ash, would you like to introduce your character, please?
Sure. So my character's name is Bruce. She's a dark elf. She's quite tall. How tall would you say yours is?
Like 5'7".
She's like 5'11".
For an
and
elf?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
no. Yes.
They're tall.
Is that, yeah.
5'11". She doesn't really wear raincoats or gumboots. She's just kind of wearing, like, not necessarily clothes, but you know, Mystique from Thingo when she's in her natural form. It's kind of like that, like just scales, sort of.
No, lovely.
Cool.
Oh, and Nick has some sick sunglasses on, and he doesn't take them. So
Nighttime, 6 sunglasses are equipped. Perfect.
I would like to add, also, tack on a little thing. Joff has glasses, but they're the kind of glasses that really magnify his eyes. So his eyes are just massive.
Or like jam jar.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have the
can-
opposite where it makes my eyes small.
Perfect.
I feel my brain bleeding already. Okay. Waves roar below, blasting rocks away from the cliff's base as an ocean spray washes onto the building. The building itself is domineering and aggressive, a stark contrast to the gentle rolling hills and picturesque landscape. A large, sprawling expanse of spiked Gothic architecture spans over 4 wings, with huge windows that line the 3 floors of the building. A series of pointed arches and the stained glass windows of deep, regal purples and vibrant reds catch the rays of moonlight beginning to creep through the overcast clouds. Flying buttresses line the slightly rounded roof of the manor, distributing and supporting the weight of a building designed to reach the heavens, such as this one. From high up on the corners of colossal towers, Intimidating gargoyles gaze upon the brave souls that may enter its acreage, flowing into a heavy stone archway by way of an ornate staircase. 2 statues of devils, with tridents carved from stone, are placed on either side of a wide staircase, its shallow stairs leading upward to the mouth of the Busselane house. At the entranceway to the building, another 2 statues are recessed into the masonry, both seemingly emerging from the side of the building with faces contorted in pain and terror. The statue on the right appears to be reaching outwards, begging for salvation, whilst the statue on the left reaches upwards towards its face, seemingly clawing at itself in distress. Up the banisters, a series of what appears to be statues of skeletons climbs upwards, their legs hanging off the balustrade. Some of them have their hands kind of suspended as they claw at the actual roof, trying to pull themselves up. One of them's just sitting on the edge of the roof, kind of looking down onto the area that you all find yourselves in now. The doors are closed, and you can see a kind of devilish face with 2 horns that protrude outwards as the actual door knocker, and the handle itself is another one of those tridents that you notice on the at the edge of the statues here on the staircase. What would you guys like to do?
That's not terrifying at all.
I don't like the look at this at all.
Why are we here again?
We're looking for that girl.
We think she's here?
Well, that's where she was last seen. Like, that's what they said.
Well, come on then. We're not finding anything at the doorway.
Might we split up and look for clothes?
I mean, we might actually.
Jesus.
No, well, I tend to disagree. I think we might find something at the doorway if we look hard enough.
Well there, Mr. Smarty Pants, you want to go look hard enough at this fucking doorway?
I want to look around on at the door.
Sure.
Just for any,
Roll an investigation check for me, please.
anything suspicious. That'll be 20. Not
20? Aside from its kind of gnarly, intimidating gothic architecture with lots of spikes that almost look like daggers, and the gargoyles and the statues of people in pain and terror, you don't really notice anything in particular that's unusual. It seems like a doorway, though you do look towards the you can see that there's some light that's creeping in from inside the actual building itself. As you look at the peephole, though, you catch what looks to be a flicker of movement, just a very brief, behind this this glass that's separating you.
What was that?
What was what?
Did no one else see that?
What?
We weren't looking.
I don't know.
Can you have your eye to a peephole?
You're an idiot.
I continue to look through the peephole, pretending everyone can see what I'm seeing.
Can I open the door?
Yeah, so reaching around Joff, you go to open the door and you find that it's actually stuck in place.
Oh, looks like we can't
Oh,
go
is it?
in.
I was right. We can only look around the door.
I'm so proud.
Might we work together, try and barge in? Just
Ain't that right, big bro?
yeah, let's get it.
Can I cast Gust in the doorway?
Fuck me.
Where did you two come from?
Birmingham.
England is my city.
What the fuck's
That's
in
like
England?
no Birmingham accent I've ever heard.
It's a different kind of Birmingham, innit?
You people are a fucking joke. Shrek.
Okay. As you wait for
Did any
Now-
of us knock on the door?
Can I cast Gust in the doorway?
sure,
Push that.
Cool.
Too busy peeping in it.
Is it a pull or a push door?
it's
not.
a pull door.
Ah, cool. Never mind.
You can, so you can. It's if you want.
Never mind, I I can summon the air on the other side of the peephole and blow it forwards towards me. Apparently it's got a 30-foot range. I'm just like, oh,
Can I
perfect.
just step in front
Sure.
of everyone and open the door?
So, sure. So as you step up to the door, again you find that as you pull it, it seems to be stuck. So there's definitely some resistance on the other side. Roll a perception check for me, though, please.
That one?
Are you gonna count the disadvantage?
No.
That'll be like a 23
23.
or 22.
With the 22, you can hear on the other side. So what you'd noticed, Joff, on the other side of the door was movement. But you can hear that there are footsteps that seem to be coming, that seem to be descending stairs and echoing across what appears to be a wooden floor towards the door. Yeah.
Hello.
Why are you British?
From England as well.
Everyone.
Oh, you're British. I reckon we should be.
I
We're-
think
You
it's
know
a
why
better
What
we're
a
word.
fucking
British
police
now?
force. we're a British police
What
force
are-
working in an American.
It's just
town.
like, what the fuck?
I don't even know what to say at this point.
Wait, are
Okay.
not you guys police?
I don't know. My
Don't
parents
question
signed
it,
me up
mate.
for this program. I don't know why I'm here.
No, I'm a policeman. I'm just from a different country.
We're a different sort of policeman.
Yeah. we're like policemen, but even cooler.
We're all British.
My
What,
parents
Yeah.
picked my job for me.
what
I
the
don't
fuck
know.
is going on?
Okay.
We're the muscle round here, okay?
As you guys
Don't
are all
question
talking
it.
around the doorway, the door suddenly pulls forward. You're still leaned up against it, Joff. So you go stumbling in. You collide with what appears to be a strong, kind of tall body.
Oh, hello. I accidentally.
How can I help you? And you look up, and this is probably a 7-foot figure that kind of leans down towards you all. And what you notice about this figure's features is that it all appears very... They almost appear as if it's a very square jaw. The mutton chops appear to be long and kind of reach down well below the chin line, though there doesn't appear to be anything immediately underneath their mouth. Kind of a heavy set brow bone. What appears to be a receding hairline. You can see that there are some almost liver spots that are kind of spotting around their face. Wrinkles. Kind of just a heavy set individual. Broad shoulders, really long arms. Almost seems to kind of reach down to their knees. Definitely seems unusual for this area.
Hello, good sir.
We got some questions to ask you.
No, ignore them. We're here on important police business. We're doing an investigation.
Right, can I see your badge?
I show my badge.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who these people are.
Well,
Sounds
kind of
first,
unusual that the police would show up to our doorstep at 3 in the morning in a group as large as this. You're sure you're not here to stay?
Pretty sure we're not here to stay.
Depends on how many questions you ask.
And it
And
also
so-
depends on how the day goes and the investigation. We may need to stay.
I'd like a room.
Yes.
So, let me get this straight. You're here for me to ask you questions? Kind of looks over
Well-
at Nick in confusion.
well, look.
May I ask what it is that you're investigating?
We're
Murders.
investigating the missing Bethany girl.
Murders.
I'm afraid I don't know what I can do to help you there. My apologies.
Or do you?
It's getting a bit annoying.
Kind of. Well, we're actually not in business at the moment, so you're gonna have to come back at 7 when we open. Much appreciated, and goes to slam the door.
I cast Gust and push him. And he makes safe for me.
Simultaneously, I'd like to try and wedge myself in the doorway.
You're a tiny little
Me too.
fairy.
But
I
I'm
feel like
very
that's
strong.
something Nick would do.
27.
Well, he succeeds. He just gets blasted by wind.
He
I'm
is
just
also
like,
very strong.
What does it look like as you cast Gust?
just kind of lazily flick my wrist.
Sure. So as this kind of gale of winds attempts to push this figure back, you watch as the broad shoulders and the bulging biceps, kind of the heavy set of this individual, he just steps back once and appears enraged. Now, I don't know what you had to go and do that for, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave my property, or you're going to regret it. I don't care if you're police or not.
I hold up the badge. Well, it sounds like you're threatening an officer in this here United States.
Oh, shit! Nah, no threatening here.
We have a warrant to search this premise.
May I see your warrant?
I say we didn't bring it.
Well then, I'm not gonna be able to permit you to nose around in my facilities. Warrant?
What facilities are those?
The building that you're standing in.
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. We have a warrant.
Well, if I can't see it, then I don't believe it.
That's. I turn around, embarrassed again.
I try striding, I guess. I give up and just try walk in.
Immediately puts his hand out to stop you. And you can hear a kind of commotion from upstairs and what appears to be hurried footsteps heading down towards you. Are you going to continue to advance?
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. Immediately, hand pushes you back. I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw. The DC is 20.
I didn't actually succeed with that. That's a 4.
Immediately, as you go to move towards this large, almost mitt-like hand, you can feel the calluses kind of brush against your forehead as he pushes you back. Stumbling a few steps, you almost get thrown off, but you collide with Sam and kind of halt your descent to the ground. Excuse me, and then descending the stairs from, you can see a similar broad-shouldered, strong figure. Seems to be almost 7'2", so definitely taller than the individual that you'd originally interrogated, I want to use loosely, and kind of has that same heavy-set, square jaw. Looks powerful, almost unhuman, let's say that, as it kind of protrudes against the side of their face. Kind of dark brown eyes, again receding hairline. This one seems more advanced than the person that you'd originally encountered.
Which way more advanced?
It's receding, so
The receding is
Back.
more advanced, or the hairline is more advanced?
Less hair.
Yeah.
okay.
It seems we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
I would say so. What exactly are you doing on my property?
What do you want in an ear?
Ignore them.
I
Like we said before, we're here on an investigation.
I hold up the police badge till it's just.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage for me, please. And you can see that the figure that had originally stopped you turns and says, "Listen, they just barged in here." Persuasion.
That'll be a 21.
Very well. I have nothing to hide, as you so rudely accused me of. What exactly is it that I can help you with?
We weren't accusing you of anything.
Oh no, well,
I'm just doing my job, man.
whoever
if-
this individual
if-
is pointed at me
If I
and
could,
said,
if I could be so blunt with you, our current investigation has led us to this property as the location of a missing persons.
Very well. Which missing person would that be? I'm afraid we
We
don't
can't.
get news too quickly here.
We can't disclose that information.
You can talk.
Huh.
I was talking.
What I mean, we can. All right, how are you guys cops? I'm very confused. None of you have badges.
I think
I do have a badge. I pull out my badge as well.
also
But it says British Police Force.
I like look at it. I look at my one. And I'm just like, I mean, I guess I did.
The
have
entire British police force.
Yes.
or
I have like the Sirens Bay PD. I'm just like, what?
Well, can't say I've ever heard of this British police force, but Sirens Bay I do recognise. You said you were
British.
We're looking for the Bethany girl, the one that went missing just a while back.
I'm afraid I've not. The name does ring a bell, but I'm afraid I've not seen her around these parts.
Yeah, exactly. She's missing.
But
That's the point.
anyway, we've got
Can
a
you
few.
not hear what he just said?
We've got a few reports.
You
we just-
watch, Nick, as the figure that had originally stopped you moves towards you. I'm gonna need you to settle down, and I'm gonna get you to roll a wisdom check for me, please.
check or save.
Just a check for
What is
now.
it? 15. 18.
18. With an 18, you feel the figure in front of you is kind of boring their eyes into yours, and you can see what appears to be a flash of red. But you shrug off. You feel unsettled, but you shrug off whatever might have happened in the encounter.
Alright, man. I'm just trying to get this little girl and find her. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do my job.
We're all a bit eccentric. We're imported because this case is so
This
important.
is just how the people are where I
Listen.
come from, you know.
Yeah, so rude, is it? Listen,
Some of us.
I'm going to need the rest of you to wait right here while I take. I don't believe
I'm
I
Seer.
caught your name, Seer, and
I'm Joff.
Oh, that's
Job.
not fair.
very well. Why don't you follow me into the meeting room and we can discuss things a little bit further. I'm sure you have plenty of questions, and we will absolutely
if I
comply.
could be, so forward as to also extend my welcome to my partner, Sherlock Gnomes.
Yes. Wait. Hold on.
We investigate as a team.
Oh, I apologize. I
such-
didn't see you there.
That's okay. I'm not often seen. You see, as this gnome kneels down, grabs the backpack from his back, and like starts opening. I swear my parents packed in my badge here somewhere. He goes through. He ruffles through his bag, lifts it up, and shows it. He's like, "Look here, I have my badge too. Sorry that you didn't see me."
Well, I believe the apology is all mine. I sincerely don't tend to look below my knees sometimes, and that is my own fault.
That's grade 1 now.
I'm just gonna say.
I'm also sorry
People
for
are a
them.
joke. What is this? British? You guys must have some kind of political
It's where we're
turmoil.
from.
Yeah, but clearly it's a fucking joke.
Excuse me? The
He
fuck
j-
you mean by that?
He just said his mum packed
listen,
his
I'm
bag.
going to
I
need you
know,
all to
joke.
settle down. It is 3 in the morning, so I'm sure you understand that we do
I-
have guests
yes,
that are
yes,
sleeping
that
in
is
our vicinity.
no,
So
no.
I'm going to need you to lower the decibels by about 50. Now,
Uh,
the two of you and the Sherlock Gnomes,
Yes.
would you follow me?
yes, yes.
The rest of you will be in the capable hands of my son here, Frederick.
Son, he's wonderful.
You can see the resemblance in the height.
Ganglion.
Very well. And kind of
The son is the taller one.
no, the
No, the son's the shorter
son
one.
is the shorter one.
Okay.
They do have very similar features, the same kind of aggressive, heavy-set brow bone, similar eyes, kind of the same almost primitive features, one might say. But the figure who had interrupted you all, the taller one, begins to point the three of you towards a room to the side. The current room that you're in is octagonal in shape. You can see that there are various kind of corridors that stretch off further into the house, and there's a large kind of ornate staircase in the center that mirrors the one outside, and presumably leads up to the second floor and then the third floor as it doubles back on itself. Do you follow into the room?
Yeah, and as we're walking out, I say, "This is most kind of you. Sorry for such a rude introduction. We have a few extra people on this investigation."
Yes, I can't say I've seen a police force this large before.
The investigation called for quite a different kind of group, if I dare say.
I see. Well, some of these don't typically fit my understanding of.
A bit rough
The
around
police
the
force?
edges.
Yes, one might
yes,
say.
Yes, but wonderful people and great detectives, if I can add.
Well, I hope their manners are certainly no indication of that. Then
Yes, their manners are.
leave a bit to be desired, shall
yes,
we say?
yes.
Very well. And as you are led into this room to the side, the rest of you are left with this kind of beginning to get very mad and kind of quick to anger Frederick, who's kind of standing over you all, just watching you, arms crossed now, kind of pushes out the biceps a little bit more, and kind of just stares down at you all, flickers the eyes between all of you equally, but then kind of rests back on Nick. For the three of you who are led into this separate room on the side, you can see that there are two what appears to be long L-shaped couches that are red, almost, it looks like faux leather, but there are kind of stamps embossed into the actual leather itself of what you assume is the Bas Elaine House crest. Looks like two sirens with a trident in the middle, though these sirens have what appears to be horns kind of protruding from their heads. Please take a seat. You can see that the fire roars as he clicks his fingers, and immediately the room is kind of plunged into warmth as a rush of hot air reaches out towards you all. What can I do for you all? I'm assuming you have some questions you'd like to ask?
Yeah, of course. Well, first and foremost, we got a lead that led us to this wonderful establishment. And we were just wondering if we could maybe take a look at your guest list, or...
Certainly. I will have Frederick bring it in a moment. Is there anyone in particular that you're looking for? There's Bethany, you said?
Yeah, the name of the girl that went missing, Bethany Moore, and there are several other cases, but they were all found to be dead. It's a chain of murders, and that is why we
Right,
have
I'm
been
sorry to
added
hear
this
it.
case. Yes, it's quite devastating.
Yes, also, apparently her phone was left here because that's what the police found when they were tracking it. So, do you have like a lost and found where maybe a phone would be?
You see, as this, I also take my shoes off to go sit on the couch so that I don't put my wet shoes on the couch.
I can't say we have a lost and found here, but perhaps behind the reception desk we might have something similar. I don't typically deal with those kind of minor affairs,
Is
but
there perhaps a cleaning staff that we could ask?
I'm afraid since it's 3 in the morning, they're not currently here in the vicinity, but they arrive at 7 when we open our doors. Sometimes even 6, depending on how many guests we've had the night before.
There's no cleaning quarters or anything?
Oh, well, there is, but you'd be disturbing them when they're sleeping.
Fair
Would you like me to
enough.
call them then?
It's not necessary right now, but if the investigation calls for it, we may need to.
Certainly, I can give you directions there. It's actually at the back wing, closer towards the stables.
Oh, that's good to know.
Well,
Just for the record and all that, I put a little kind of recording device. Do you mind just stating your name? You know, as police would know, you have to record these things.
That's not how we do it in the
In
UK.
Britain.
You haven't done any kind of cultural sensitization to this here state or anything? You don't know formal training on how you're meant to conduct an investigation in a foreign country?
No, not in a foreign country, no.
I could
So
ring my
you
parents.
haven't
Well,
No.
I have
together
training. I have
before?
training. Don't mind that. But
Me
sometimes
too.
there's slight differences in the way these investigations are carried out.
Very well. My name is Jeremiah Organson.
Thank you very much. Alright, so phone, behind reception desk, cleaning stuff might know something. You claim not to have seen anything, any weird occurrences happening in the area currently.
Well, this is Sirens Bay. Weird occurrences do happen quite frequently, as I'm sure you all know.
Yes, I have come to be aware of such occurrences in my short stay.
Yes, certainly. And you watch as he kind of folds himself into the chair across from you, crosses his arms. Well, anything more unusual than normal? I wouldn't say so. We did have an incident with some horses, but beyond that, not that I can see. There's been a bit of a bug going around our staff recently and some of our recent guests.
A bug, you say? What kind of bug?
Oh, you know, just the usual stomach flu, sometimes sore throat, people having a fever from time to time. Nasty business that. Not seen anything like it.
Any delusions of sort?
Roll an insight check for me, please.
That'll be a 22.
The 22, you notice as you say delusions that his face remains still and calm, but you watch as two of his fingers kind of tap against his knee. Delusions, not that I'm aware of. If they have had them, they've kept them to themselves.
No talking in their sleep, or perhaps.
Afraid I wouldn't be privy to that information. I don't tend to see many people when they're sleeping here.
Any note writing or anything of the sort? Unnatural behaviour.
Note writing.
Screaming, perhaps.
With the 22, you watch as the screaming, his eye kind of twitches a bit. Screaming, no, not unless it's in excitement.
Do you get a lot of excited screaming in this establishment?
Oh, well, you know, it is quite a dramatic place to be, and often we do get, families that attend our grounds. Sometimes children get a bit excitable.
That's good to know. I take a note of the reaction to what I said.
Very well. Can I assist you with anything else?
Oh, just the were pretty helpful, and the if we could have a look at the phone that you said might be behind the reception desk. And if we do find that he's being Bethany stayed here at some point, if we could investigate where she was staying, that would be very useful to the investigation.
Certainly. I will give you all free reign. The only place that I will say is out of bounds, shall I say, is actually our basement. It's currently flooded with all of the rain, so I wouldn't want. It's a liability thing. I wouldn't want any of you to slip and hurt yourselves should you go down to the basement.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Sure.
Can I help with that as well?
So I got advantage?
Yeah. Roll it.
23.
With the 23, you notice he's definitely lying about the real reason that you can't go down to the basement. And you can see his pupils dilate slightly as he squints towards you, kind of flickers his gaze between you all. But certainly I will absolutely comply with whatever it is that you're all hoping to receive from this investigation. I'll have Frederick take you to the reception area. Should you need anything, please do just call.
Just a quick thing. If you're worried about the liability thing, the police department's more than willing to pay for any injuries we sustain whilst on the property. Just in case our investigation...
Well, I've never heard that being a rule or law before.
Oh, you aren't... Because we're investigating you're not liable for anything unless it's like you put a bear trap in front of us or something like that. If
Right.
it's
Well,
us falling
He's
over
saying
us,
that a
then
slippery basement would not be
Well,
any
on good
concern to you.
conscience, I'm afraid I wouldn't want you to go down there anyway.
If you don't mind me asking, what was stored down there before the flood?
Boiler systems. Our heating came from the basement.
Can I do an insight check?
can I
Sure.
feel the temperature in the air around us and seeing if it's currently heated inside?
It is though. It's got the fire.
That's a 7.
A 7
No.
seems to be telling the truth that boilers were down there.
If the boiler room is now flooded, how is the heating faring?
Oh, magic.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes, checks out.
Well, you did see me light the fire, didn't you?
Yes, I
Absolutely.
did notice that. It was
Rather
quite
impressive.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that my simple tricks can amuse you so. Would you be looking to stay the night then? I wouldn't want you to risk driving an hour out back to your abodes when you finish your investigation.
A room would be quite nice, but if it was too much to ask, could we also extend that invitation to our other partners on this investigation?
Kind of stops and surveys you all. I suppose so, but you want to keep them in check.
Oh,
I
we
know.
will do that. There's no concerns there.
Do you have child leashes for them?
Afraid no child leashes. My own children have grown far beyond the bounds of a child leash,
Mm.
but I do have rope if you would be interested.
Right,
That would be
maybe
perfect.
suffice.
Very well, I will send Frederick to fetch you some rope as well. How much would you be looking for?
Oh,
my
not an insane amount. Just
We'd like to keep them close.
within maybe 2 arms length.
Very well, I will see to it. I'm assuming you don't mean one of my
Oh
lengths.
no, one of my lengths.
You watch as he kind of holds his arm out to the side.
I also start holding my arm.
We're all just kind of staying there, T-posing in the room.
I once again just standing there, just like, you people are a fucking joke.
Very well. Now that that's over and done with, shall we rejoin your
Yes,
partners in
think we shall,
investigation?
yes.
Well, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me.
We
You can
will
always do so at the reception desk, or I'll find you.
It's very reassuring. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, reassuring is one word for
Kind of leads you guys back out.
Wow, do we reunite with our other companions?
You do, yes.
While we're walking back, can I wave Joff to bend down so I can be like,
Sure.
Yeah, I've been down.
I think they were lying about the basement.
Oh, I'm quite aware of that. Don't you worry. I caught it as well. Don't worry. We'll talk about this more in the room. Don't get too.
I'm worried. This is very scary.
I would hope we all are worried about what is going
I'm very scared.
on. I know. It's okay. We're in capable hands here.
Scared little British
We're
boy.
capable enough. Did you see how big his hands were? They were massive.
Okay. As you guys kind of rejoin the rest of the party, you still see Frederick is kind of standing there, just surly, looks annoyed. One thing to note actually is that as this figure, Jeremiah, leads you towards Frederick, his actual gait seems to his arms seem to almost swing forward in a way that's unnatural for most humans and humanoid creatures.
he's
Seems a bit
walking.
more ape-like.
As kind of walks over, he's like, you must excuse the question, but well, I've lived here my whole life, and I've never quite seen an individual like you. If you don't mind me asking, where are you from originally?
Kind of turns towards you. Oh well, my family is from Hale. The reason for my, sure you're asking about my exquisite features. My family, long ago, married a certain royal family and blessed us with these good looks.
You are.
Very, very
This guy's a bit full of himself.
exotic.
You look physically intimidating and impressively strong.
That
Very
is what we
masculine.
thank you. That is exactly what we were hoping to achieve.
I go, I look up at Frederick and go, we will be taking these interesting deviants off your hand, if that's okay.
Alright, I'm assuming my father said it was okay and kind of looks up at him. Yes, I've given them all free rein to investigate as they wish, and if they should need anything, then they are more than welcome to contact us. Frederick, I will also need you to collect some lengths of rope and take them to the reception area so that they may look for any lost and found. Apparently a girl's phone has been lost here before, so hoping to collect that and to see, was it the logbook that you were looking for?
Yes,
Very well.
the guest list.
What's the
yes.
rope for?
It's for you.
Don't worry about the rope.
The fuck you mean by that?
You're a child. You're not playing
I
a child.
am a
What more?
full-grown man.
I really do hope your skills shine elsewhere.
I will genuinely cut you.
Yeah, my brother here, he will beat you all up. We
I've been struck by lightning. I'm not afraid of no fucking knife.
I'm afraid.
Don't worry. They shouldn't harm you. And if they do, they're quite easy to squish, so it's fine.
They're like two small fairies. I'm gonna
fuck you mean by that? We'll beat you up. There's two of us, one of you.
Has he gone to get the rope during this conversation? I take the rope off and tie it around both their ways.
Motherfucker.
No way.
No. Nuh-uh. We will fight against this.
Do you want to do a contest?
Okay.
We fight against it.
I need all of you to roll strength checks for me then.
Stop for a second. I will genuinely cut you.
Go ahead, honestly.
16.
Nine.
Let me roll.
Actually,
Come
wait.
on, come
I
on.
don't know what my modifier. Nothing. I've got a 0.
That was so close. 21.
What was that?
21.
21. The fairies somehow easily kind of swat away your hands as you're trying to wrap this rope around their waists.
I'm only trying to make this go more smoothly than it has been going.
I wish to take
No,
your
you're not.
glasses off your face.
Sure.
Yeah, take him.
And I just toss them like a meter away. Like,
Can we believe
Can I
we start
try and
playing
catch
Piggy
them
in the
air
Middle?
as they're being thrown away?
Yep, so roll a dexterity check for me, please.
That'll be a 18.
I'll say with an 18, I think it's fairly reasonable for you to just kind of snatch them out of the air.
And I just put them back on my face.
next time, I fucking break him.
Okay, I have spare in my bag.
Take that,
Thank
Four
you.
Eyes.
Looking at like Frederick, can I just go? You wouldn't happen to have a phone I could use just to ring back to the station, make sure they know I got here, okay?
You don't have a phone.
Yeah,
on you.
certainly. I'll take you to the reception area. There's one there with that logbook that you're hoping to look
You
at.
ain't got your
That
own
would
phone.
be quite kind of you if you could leave us.
What kind of period was this fantasy noir in? It's like 20s, isn't it?
Hmm?
It's like, is it, how modern fantasy is it? Is it like,
I'm gonna say it is modern, so there will be cell phones, but the feeling is more. So it is fantasy noir as a feeling for the genre.
Yep.
Here, though, interestingly enough, if any of you do have cell phones, they actually, if you pull them out, they don't have a signal. There's no reception.
any local knows? No phone reception up here.
How am I going to send my
Right.
parents my hourly updates?
I'm not from you.
Just write it down in your notebook and then give it to them when we get back.
Okay.
You people are still fucking jokes to me.
I'm like 30 in human years, by the way.
I'm pretty sure my character's like 37.
I'm not a child.
Well, alright then. I guess I'll take you to the reception area, and you can see that there's a set of doors that's actually at the base of this ornate staircase. Kind of, almost in a double helix, it kind of spreads around this small little desk area. And Frederick kind of gestures to it. Well, by all means, please feel free to take a look at the guest book and all that, and kind of thumps a massive book that looks just centuries old. The actual leather itself is worn, kind of cracking in places. The pages are yellowing and kind of torn in bits. It definitely looks like it's been used a lot, and kind of presents it to you, CFS. There's also a phone right over here, and kind of holds up this ancient-looking dial phone that you have to kind of spin the wheel for. It is gold-plated though, so it looks relatively fancy. But yeah, kind of holds it up to you. So whenever you're ready, just dial your number and kind of thunks it back down.
Thank you kindly very much there, Frederick.
Yeah, pleasure. I will have a look for the lost and found. It should be around here somewhere, and kind of ducks through this small, like half door that kind of swings in place. Heads back into a small little alcove at the back of this actual desk area. You can hear shuffling from behind there. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to just kind of have a look around the desk.
Sure. Roll
Well,
an investigation check for me, please.
Yeah, I would like to specifically look for the phone or a phone.
Okay, sure.
Investigation,
Mhm.
an 18.
An 18. You don't notice that there's a cell phone or anything on the desk itself. You can see that there are several files that appear to suggest extra cleaning in certain rooms. There's a room 4C, 41B, and 24D that need extra cleaning.
Can
Seems to be a note for supplies that'll be needed in the room.
Can I look through to see if anything insanely unusual is in those notes?
It doesn't seem like it. It just seems to be suggestions to telecleaning staff or extra bleach, things like detergent.
Is there a description of the mess?
It just says stains.
Can I flip open the guest book and then find these rooms and see who was staying in them?
Sure. As you actually, I'll get you to roll an investigation check for me, please.
Can I?
I was going to say you
Advantage?
can have advantage anyway, but yep.
I'm assuming we're kind of cross-referencing our.
Yep.
I'm trying to, but I'm too short, and you guys are holding it above me.
17.
17. You can see that the first room, which would be, hang on. Okay, so one of the rooms belongs to a Johnston Green. So that was the first room.
John Green.
4C.
I love that author.
4C is the first room.
4C, yes. Thank you. You can see that 41B, was it?
Yep.
41B belongs to a Davis Slint. None of these names so far are ringing a bell. But you can see that the final room, 24D, belonged to actually what appears to be a Marion Organshorn. So same surname as the actual owners that you've met, Jeremiah and Frederick, presumably.
So the rooms are 4C, 41B, 24D.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, should we go have a look at 21D?
24D, did you mean?
24D. Thank you.
I think we should have a look at
Thank you,
the
gnomes.
and then
Gnomes.
can I stop looking at the book and looking for Bethany's name at all, or like the last name is
Sure.
Bethany? Or
You don't find a Bethany Moyes in the actual book itself, though. Interestingly enough, the actual accounts themselves go well back to the 1900s. And you do see that there was a Moyes that checked in, but doesn't appear to have a first name attached to it. This appears to be the surname and the room number.
which room number is it?
24D.
At what time?
Just your regular 7 in the morning.
No,
No,
like
like
day.
Oh, for the actual
Check in. and
Check in?
out, yeah.
check out was reasonable 11:30. Check in was actually a 10 at night.
So there was a checkout time.
And how
it's
long ago?
This is a recent day.
So the one that was a Moyes is actually back in the 1900s.
Oh,
so
okay.
not a
okay.
recent one.
Does it say if anybody else was with her? Like in the room? Staying?
No, it just says Moyes as the surname.
Could I have a look and see if any of the names referenced for the rooms that need extra cleaning are also present in the records from the 1900s?
Sure. What's your passive investigation? Relatively high,
17.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So with a 17, I mean, it's easy to just kind of flick through. Doesn't appear that any of those names appear in the 1900s in the kind of the first date that's been lodged into this book.
Would there be any clues or anything of the sort that would suggest that records from the 1900s are not people from the 1900s?
Roll an investigation check for me, please.
I have oh, that's perception. Fuck. Never mind. Investigation, that'll be an 11.
Hard to tell with an 11. Doesn't seem like it.
The one that said, yeah. I have no other questions. I other than looking for the, I've already looked for the phone, so yeah. No.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be on the desk.
He's going to look for the lost and found then?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Can I pick up the phone and call the police station?
Sure, go for it. So as you dial the number, you wait for a second. It seems a little bit longer than usual, but kind of a sluggish, almost cracking connection appears. Oh, well, hi there. Who's that?
Hi, dear. I've arrived at.
All right, we were wondering when you'd get there.
Yeah, well, I just got here. I just wanted to double check something. Was I going to be paired up with foreign specialists?
Foreign specialists? Not that I know of, but I can ask the captain.
That will be wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's all right. And kind of just puts the phone aside. You can hear it clinking, and then what appears to be a captain, and kind of the sound of hurried footsteps away. You wait for another second, and you can see that Frederick kind of appears back around the doorframe and holds like a kind of dusty, falling apart cardboard box that appeared to once be files or something similar. You can see that it says cleaning supplies on the front in kind of a scratched marker. And kind of thunks it down on the desk in front of you. The receptionist gets back to you. Well, apparently not that the captain knows of, so I'd say, but that's probably a problem.
Huh.
Would you mind telling us who exactly is with you? And you can hear over the shoulder, now, pass me the phone. And you can hear the sound of the captain, who kind of...
I'm not quite sure what a British is, but their voices sound weird.
So, foreign detectives, you say, from the British police
They have
force.
badges, but you know
Um,
me, I don't really know the local area.
Well, did they give you their names or anything like that, or no?
Hold on, give me a second. We've got Joff. We've got Sherlock Gnomes. What are your names, fairies? Nick. Sam.
I'm not British, but Bruce.
Bruce, who isn't British apparently.
So, you've got 4 with you that are British and 1 that's not, but you never seen before.
Correct.
Okay, and kind of you can hear the scratch of pen on paper, and then don't worry, Captain, I'll get it sent off right away. And after a pause, well, I think that would kind of warrant a bit of a close eye. We'll definitely do some background checks here, but just watch what information you share and perhaps their interactions with sensitive, perhaps targets of our investigation.
Yeah. Also, do you mind just sending up a search warrant? Just general everything kind of warrant.
Sure thing. Should be in about an hour.
Perfect. Yeah, you can set it up in the morning or something like that. I'm just gonna set up and, begin the investigation with what I'm allowed to access currently.
Right, will do.
They
Help.
give you search warrants for everything in America.
Yeah,
Just
it's
the whole,
called
just the whole building.
it's called government overreach.
Oh God.
I don't know what that
You
is.
just get everything you ask for.
I've never heard.
I bet you carry a gun around with you.
pull out like a 6-barrel revolver.
He's got a gun!
Just-
He's got a fucking gun!
That's unnecessary.
What is wrong with you?
It's the first time I've seen a gun.
Yeah, I've never seen a
Did you
gun
ever
before.
to?
Yes.
First
But
ever
mine's
gun.
like the you know the ones that they pull out like cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah.
revolver.
Sheriff.
You're over as well.
Oh.
Yeah,
You've
but-
what?
Yes.
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 You both got revolvers.
We just
Mine's
have
I
guns.
distance myself from both Sierra and Bruce.
I put the gun back. I'm just like, God,
You
what?
put yours
That
out. No one
thing
will
is
this
meant
you.
to kill. Who are
Stand
you
off.
trying to kill?
Hi.
Down.
Well, hey now, not that I
I don't feel comfortable with you guys just throwing guns around everywhere.
yeah, why don't we all just keep the guns away?
Just like tuck it.
I agree.
So, do you guys not know each other? You've never met. You're in the same police force, but you've never seen each other before.
You're a cop.
The cops.
Yes.
Wait, we're all meant to
No,
be
I was
cops.
No,
kidding.
we hired you and your brother. You remember?
Yeah.
Back in Britain.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're good. We're good.
Just because we
Momentarily
found you on
I
the
think
street
I
does
remember
not
now.
mean that
No,
you're
it's-
not cops, okay?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're severely lacking in the police department.
Yes, that's why we have to
Are you
hire
saying
them
I'm
off
not
the
a real
street.
cop?
Yeah,
No.
if you can't tell by the way they're speaking, they're interesting individuals.
It's called concussion.
you, you can hear over the phone. I'm going to assume that's them.
Correct.
So why exactly is it that you're drawing a gun on them? Or
They're
something?
just-
Do you need us? Do you need us to send
Is
a
he on
backup?
speakerphone now?
Just
God help us! They've got guns!
There's no speaker. It's literally an ancient phone.
so it's just
So we're all around the same phone with our ears like this.
Oh, can I go through the box that this guy was like
yeah,
dropped?
please roll an investigation
Okay,
check.
cool. I'll do that while they're
We're discovering the
Doing
law.
that.
Character law right now.
They asked if I had one, so I pulled it out.
That's only an 11.
You know, I don't really use it.
11.
11.
Do you have a badge?
Yes.
Do you mind showing us your
No.
badge? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
No.
As we know, you're a cop.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Sam, you can't be asking for something that you
Jesus.
don't have a badge on.
Okay,
Maybe
As
if I was
you-
nicer.
guys, let's just continue on with the actual investigation of the box here.
Sorry.
Inside the actual box, you don't see a phone, but you do see that there are stacks of just paper from check-ins and check-outs. You can see that there are old, kind of cracked room keys. Some of them have actually appear to be melted, the metal ones, before they swap to like those little cards that you swipe. Those ones appear to kind of
Seems a
have
little
been
bit
snapped.
high tech.
Mm.
If they have
It's a pretty fancy place.
that phone.
Fancy place for the-
Yeah, gold-plated photos. What is
They invested in interesting avenues of hotel technology.
Very
From what I can
snazzy
see.
phone.
Seems so.
So is this your lost and found little box?
And
it.
kind of pauses. Think so. I mean, this is the only box that's back there. I did find this. And kind of pulls out a stick of gum. Did you want that?
No, you
Uh,
can have
yeah.
that. Oh,
No, I was not offering you. I was offering your small friend. Was it
sizes.
Sherlock or something?
It's
No.
not fair.
No.
Gnomes, right? And kind of offers the gum to you.
I'll take the gun for DNA testing.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
It's like a sealed
Pass
packet
it
of
is
gum.
yeah, it's a sealed. Just a
I stand
pass
by
it
my
off to you.
statement.
I just
Okay.
look down and it's like, what?
DNA testing, you just hand it over to fucking. What's your name? Which one of the Jonas Brothers?
Nick.
Nick. Hand it to Nick and go, eat this.
Entity.
No.
That's DNA. No, that was our DNA testing.
Yeah. You didn't
That's
know
what
I
we
could
can
test
afford.
DNA with my mouth and tell
Alright.
exactly who touched that.
Means that
I
your-
promise, you can trust me.
Your entire country is a fucking joke.
Currently, they can't do DNA testing because we took the DNA test.
we don't have DNA testing. We just have people with really good taste buds.
Yeah. I was born this way.
We have advanced interrogation techniques as needed.
Just give me the fucking gum.
Okay, so nothing was in the box.
No, nothing was in the box. You do watch as Frederick kind of bends down and picks up what appears to be a small, kind of almost a crate of some sorts, and kind of puts it in front of you. I did also find this. It's just clothing though, but I assume might have been lost at some point. And you can see that there are kind of scarves, gloves in there. There's only one glove and like one sock, so there's no pairs or anything. It's just like a random crate
Is it
of
an orange
clothing.
glove?
If you want it to be, sure.
Can I take it?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can I like check the clothes to see if there's any like stains, reddish or brownish
Sure,
in
roll
color,
an investigation check for me,
yeah,
please.
as well as any intentional like rips in the clothing? A 9.
With a 9, you don't see any intentional rips or anything, but you do notice that there are some that are stained. Hard to tell if it's age or some other form of stain.
Okay. I'm just a short person like rummaging through these clothes. I'm not putting them back in neatly. They're being rummaged through.
Are we putting it back in at all?
I'm just looking for clues.
Right, well, is there anything else I can do for you,
Could
or...
you lead us to a room or two?
Sure, how many are you looking for? 2, you said?
How many beds do they have?
Well, I mean, it depends on the room. Some have got, like, double beds, some are set up with 2 beds. You know, it's a regular establishment.
Well, we'll just take as many beds as would need to house 6 people.
So 4.
Sure.
What?
You-
Can
you-
share.
The very small ones can share a bed, a single bed even.
You guys can top and tail.
Sure, can do that. And you can see that there's some old kind of brass skeleton keys that are hung up on these hooks with different room numbers next to them. You watch as he kind of flicks around the board, and there's even more that are kind of shown. And then you can see on the other side there's the more current or kind of recent technology with the cards that are actually put into little envelopes. Flips it again and kind of looks. It heads back to the skeleton key section and kind of snags 4, was it, that you wanted, in kind of a line, all packed together.
Is 24D free at all?
It kind of pauses. No.
Well,
Fortunately, we
bollocks.
don't have that room available right now.
Alex.
Still in cleaning.
That's okay. Is there any rooms, perhaps, nearby?
Nearby to 24D?
That's just one of the rooms
Like
that
next door
we just
somewhere.
decided that we wanted to explore in and just investigate a bit further. So just
It'd be
being
nice
nearby
if we were
would,
nearby.
yeah,
Yes.
it'd just be easier to walk there. I have small
Roll
legs.
Roll a.
Can I help with this, whatever it is?
I'm gonna say it is actually probably a persuasion check because you're not technically lying.
Can
I'm assuming
I-
you do want to
Can
investigate.
I, instead of advantage, can I also roll one?
Please.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
-3 persuasion.
I have eye for detail, so. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Sorry,
Not bad.
Yeah, I got a 12.
I didn't get a 12. I got an 8. So
Both
both
get
got
8.
I got,
Oh my god.
so
Kind of pauses. My apologies. I'll finish eating first. Fortunately, all of our rooms in 24 are actually taken up at the moment. We've got plenty of people staying here, so
oh, that's fair.
afraid
That's totally okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
no, that's completely fine. Just for ease of access.
I can get you some in the wing next to it, and kind of goes through the logbook. I've got some in 26.
Absolutely
That's
perfect.
That'd work
Cool.
fine, Yeah.
Kind of snags the skeleton keys for 26 and kind of passes them off to you to distribute however you'd like. Well, I'll show you to your room then. Any other questions while we're down here, or?
Which way to the breakfast bar?
It's a bit early
Whoops,
for
sorry,
breakfast.
no, my bad. Bad question.
I want a nice English breakfast.
Do you have English breakfast, perhaps?
Tea?
I mean,
Surely an English muffin.
I can't say I really deal with the cooking side of things,
Do you
but I
do
can.
breakfast here?
Yes, we do fucking breakfast in fucking America. What are you on?
We
No,
do.
I
We
meant
have.
at this hotel.
Yeah, we serve 3 meals a day.
Oh, that's great.
But that would probably be in morning, not. 3
Yeah,
a.m.
probably not at 3:30 in the morning.
That's alright.
But I mean, we do have like coffee if you want that.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'll take one. I feel like this is gonna be a long night with many a headache.
I elbow Nick. I almost asked about the basement, but I caught myself.
Well fucking done, mate.
Can I just say, do you have whiskey? Just a bottle of it.
You watch as his head kind of flickers towards in between the two of you, and as you say, basement. and kind of-
Luckily, I caught myself. Can I roll a stealth check?
A
What-
bit late.
I know,
what's
but, like,
what's the stealth check for?
the whispering? I was just trying to explain myself, so I didn't seem.
It's
to
like
sound-
really.
I didn't seem to
But
sound
a stealth check, I wouldn't say is to conceal what you're saying. I would say that a stealth check is probably more for if you're trying to hide, like your
What would that be,
physical
a
body.
deception then?
I have a question. Is his captain still on the phone?
I mean, you didn't say he
He's
hung up, so
listening to
I'm
all
assuming so.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just, I guess we're standing at the reception desk with me holding a phone. I'm just like, do you guys have whiskey at this hotel?
And your captain's like, what the hell is going on?
He gets it. He's an alcoholic too.
I would say if you specify next time that you're whispering. I assumed you were anyway, but I rolled a natural 20, so I don't think it would do. Yeah, I don't think it would do that much. I know what you were trying to do though, but yeah, I'm just the reasoning behind why you heard. Not that I assumed that you were whispering. But yeah, kind of. I can get you a coffee if you want. We do also have whiskey, but I probably need to see like a.
What about tea?
I mean, we have tea too. We just
Oh hell yeah.
We have T2T.
don't know what that is.
I love tea.
Do you have T3?
I
That we
just
kind of heads off to behind the reception area. Pulls out what appears to be a large ring of keys. Well, if you guys will follow me, we can make a quick stop to get your tea or your coffee and whiskey, whatever, if you want.
Perfect.
Cheese.
He's
what
just
about
like,
some biscuit?
Our kitchen isn't open at the moment.
just
I
gonna
just
go-
told you all that.
I will make all orders for the foreigners. Do not worry, I will handle that side for these, I dare say, vagrants.
I think you'd be on the right track, and kind of gestures you to walk next to him.
I'll just like, all right, I'm going. If you guys could send up that warrant and all that, just whether or not it's in the morning or in an hour or so.
You
from
think-
now.
You hear the receptionist. Sure thing, I'll get that sent up to you straight away.
Perfect, thank you, and I'll hang up the phone.
Oh, yeah, you hung up the phone.
Yeah. Why would I not hang up the phone?
I want to order some things.
I wanted some biscuits.
I wanted the tea leaves.
It's the wrong phone.
What is
man.
wrong
It's
with
not-
you?
That's not what he was on the phone for.
What stuff are you getting in the morning then?
I'm getting
You're going to
It was
hang
a
on.
warrant.
I
You know
feel
the
like-
warrant we were talking about?
I feel
Yes,
like you
yeah.
weren't listening.
No.
We're going now at this point to get tea, whiskey, and coffee.
No, I was. I just got confused because the guy said I'll get it to you in the morning, and I went get the stuff we were just talking about.
I was just like looking in the eyes like, you guys are still fucking joking my eyes.
But yeah, I want some tea leaves. I'll make it myself.
Do you
And
guys go through?
biscuits.
Do you guys go through leaders regularly or something? Like, I'm
Biscuits.
confused
I'd like a
how
biscuit
this
right
is
now, that'd be
considered
nice, yeah.
Absolutely.
investigation work.
You're drinking whiskey, mate.
Yeah, and somehow I'm keeping it together better than you are.
Or we go get the tea.
So
And
you guys
biscuits.
are already. I'm assuming you're already walking there
Yeah.
because this
Yes.
has taken a
Yes.
long time. So yep, you guys are. Just for the purposes of this, I'll say that you stop off at kind of a foyer area. There's coffee, tea there. No whiskey, but you watch as he kind of ducks around towards the back and where you assume is the kitchen. Kind of a large swinging door. And produces a kind of half depleted whiskey and passes it off to you. I went with bourbon. I hope that's okay. We don't
That's
have any
fine.
whiskey open at the moment.
That's fine, thank you. And I like uncap it, I pour it in the coffee, screw it back and give it back. It's like perfect.
I like your style. And kind of heads back with the whiskey. You
When we
guys
go to the room.
get whatever you
Yeah.
like.
Go to the room.
As you guys are led to your room, you ascend these kind of ornate, almost spiked and kind of. They seem threatening. You, as you step on these wooden stairs, they creak beneath you, almost as if they're kind of screaming in pain. It's kind of a long, drawn-out creak. The banisters of the stairs have what appear to be images of sirens and mermaids with tridents kind of clutched in their hands as they kind of ascend the stairs with you. And as you look at them, it almost appears to move. They kind of their tails seem to kind of shift as if they're swimming along as they move up the stairs. You guys are up on the second floor, so as you reach the top of this landing, the room here seems to drop in temperature. It immediately feels very cold. You don't see any lights on from any of the other rooms, and you can see that not many of them appear to be occupied. There's no real sounds of people moving around in these rooms. There's no... Like, the doors aren't open by any means.
This isn't the floor that we were trying to get a room on before, is it?
No, so this is not 24.
Okay.
The corridor for 24 is in a different location. You guys are just on the landing at this stage, but you can see that there are several other corridors that lead off to different wings. You guys are taken kind of past these almost gaudy paintings. There's the similar statues of people kind of screaming in pain. You can see what appears to be a woman crying in one of these statues, and as you stare at her, it appears as if the tears that are leaving her eyes in stone appear to kind of drop, an illusion of them kind of, she is actually crying. Most of the paintings themselves,
Sorry.
My character is completely, absolutely shit scared right now. This is
most of the
horrifying.
paintings appear to actually move. So
I
you
wear
can
Sherlock
see.
Gnomes as a backpack.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm just like,
You hold it to your like back of your knees, and you're like,
Your like legs are dislocated upwards, but they're like around.
Jesus.
God.
sorry.
Go on.
The paintings themselves appear to move. Most of them are of shipwrecks. Some of them appear to be just kind of placid images of the sea. You can see that there are sirens on a rock again. There appear to be... They all appear to have kind of a maritime motif to them. The actual architecture itself of the building appears to mostly be that same kind of Gothic cathedral-like architecture that had previously stood out to you from the outside. What you notice, Bruce, is that the actual corners of this corridor, it's a long expanse, but it appears that whilst the bottom of the actual corridor itself, like the flooring and the statues and everything, appear to be clean and immaculate, the top actually appears to be caked in a layer of dust. And you can see that there are spider webs that kind of cling to the corners and stretch in between ceiling roses and those kinds of chandeliers that are kind of flickering at the moment.
Right.
Hmm?
Can I pick you up? Like,
you pick them up off my back, or both of us.
Are you being used to clean them? What's happening?
Are you just like showing them the thing that you accidentally put them up too high?
Okay. What was his name? Frederick?
Frederick, yeah.
Frederick, is he walking with us still?
Yep, so he's walking alongside Sierra at the front.
Can I ask him how tall are the cleaning people?
How tall are the cleaning people?
And is there a
They
reason?
vary in height.
Is there a reason why the top layer has been neglected?
You watch as he looks up. Can't say I'd noticed that before, but I can get onto it. Typically, I find that people aren't really looking up; they're probably looking ahead.
I look up quite often.
That doesn't surprise
I'm
me.
assuming this conversation has caused us all to look up at the ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you all notice the same.
It's quite a peculiar detail, seeing as you claim there's quite a lot of guests staying here, but
Yes,
you-
it seems quite empty.
it seems empty and also, dare I say, a little bit unhygienic, having so much dust on the roof.
Disgusting.
When was the
Ignore
last
them.
health code checked?
I mean, we are here investigating a murder, but as
we can
as
pop
officers,
that
We are
too.
still
Well,
officers.
as officers, we can ask that you do perform such health checks.
Can I reach up and just
Can you? He kind of looks at you skeptically.
Steve's also looking very skeptical, like, I'm sorry.
I
What?
didn't realize you guys worked with the Department of Health or anything like
Yeah,
that.
we
I'm
ha-
just
I-
as surprised.
Personally, I have a few links, mainly with the British branch of the Department of Health.
Can I just...
So, inhale, that's not going to be all that useful, is it?
Well, I mean, everyone has a connection.
Can
Force
I
to have
reach
it.
up and like run my finger through the dust to see how much is
Yeah.
caked on?
So, he doesn't touch the ceiling at
Yep.
7 foot.
Okay,
So,
never mind.
depending on how...
Can I climb on his back?
But
He's
before anything
not
like that
going.
happens, can I grab Frederick's arm? Just tell him to step back with me for a second.
We have
I'm gonna
flying
leave-
fairies on our team.
I'm gonna leave like
They
a
get
5-foot
caught
gap,
in the
and then
spider
Oh, fucking
webs.
true, gonna fly
Oh,
Hang
over.
on, guys.
all the dust on the ceiling. I want to cast Gust to create a harmless sensory effect that uses air, causing leaves to rust, so wind to slam shutters shut, like clothing to ripple in the air. And I'm gonna use Gust to blow all the dust off just onto everybody else.
Ew.
You dickhead, I could have fucking flown up
Does
there.
that fix your health
I'm
code
like-
violations then?
Just
As
annoying.
you... the shutters on the windows rattle as you cast this massive gusting wind that sends all of this dust into kind of billowing clouds around that kind of settles on everybody's shoulders. It's kind of unavoidable in this long corridor that everyone fall to
I've
the
got like
ground.
Frederick slightly behind me, and I've just gusted everyone else.
Well, thanks for that, but since we don't have cleaning staff on at the moment, I'm gonna have to clean that now. So,
Well, think of it like
That's
this.
hard.
It's a service. And for the gust
a
of wind.
service that has cost me more work. I was about to go to sleep, and now I'm gonna be here for what, another 2 fucking hours?
Can I volunteer to help him clean up?
Oh, sure, but you're a guest. I don't think.
Well,
That'd
this
be-
idiot made the mess, so I may as well clean up his.
Fuck you, I'm the only actual cop currently.
I am an actual cop.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm an
don't
actual
know
cop
if
too,
that's,
what are you saying?
Quite true.
Well,
I
so
believe
far,
that everyone here has a badge.
Of some sort.
Yeah, you're not special.
These guys have little badges that say "cop for a day."
I think that the only thing you have,
Oh.
everyone in this group,
They're
is
little,
that
like,
you're
sticker
against
badges that they give
Brits.
to kids.
also, legitimately a cop, not
In
made up
America?
country. Also, I have clearance to be investigating this, whilst it appears the police department of the town has no idea who any of you clowns are.
I feel like you're all making fun of us because we're fairies and short. And that
Yeah.
is not very
Look, I
racist,
just want to
honestly.
go to bed. So,
That is.
Why
that is
don't
very
you
fair.
go to bed and we'll clean it up?
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
I can't
you
be doing
ask
that.
yourself, who said I want to clean this?
Well, it's only fair, seeing as we made the mess.
That's
We
quite
did-
alright. This
He
is
made the mess. He made the phone. This ain't me.
As a company.
If you could fetch us
Together.
some brooms and tell us where our rooms are,
Listen,
and then go to
I
bed.
appreciate what you guys are trying to do here, but this is my job. I'm gonna have to be cleaning it up. But as for your rooms, they're actually just right at the end of this hallway, and kind of
Oh, thank you.
points it out to you. You can see that there are 4 that are set at the very end of the hallway. You guys are almost right up against the dead end. You watch as he kind of mutters and heads back downstairs, presumably to get a broom to clean up the corridor. You guys are left by
How much
yourself.
dust was up there?
I whisper to.
Looks like a lot of dust. Years of dust.
Is he out of earshot now? I
You
kind
assume so.
I kind of whisper, hush, talk, say to everyone. I'm like, well, now it's going to be a bit difficult to sneak around if we wanted to have a look at anything in private.
To which I just said, that's why we're getting a warrant, so we
Well-
don't have to sneak around
But
everywhere.
see, warrants take a long time. It would be a lot faster if we just.
It's going to be
They-
here in an hour.
They did give us free reign to look for whatever we wanted
But-
here, just
but
not the
They
basement.
said free reign, but not the basement. Is all.
I-
Can't go to the basement. Then.
Yeah, you know. Wait.
Okay,
British,
but-
you know
Well,
where we
yes,
got
that's
our
why I
room.
would. That's why I would have liked to do it in secret.
We really need to look at room 24D first. And honestly, if we could
That
just
is-
get him to point the direction of where that is, then maybe
No,
we can
well,
go look.
okay, that is one thing we probably shouldn't ask. In fact, is asking.
But he
where a
already knows
room-
that we're interested in that room.
Oh, okay.
I think we vote.
We vote.
Yeah, basement. Or
Basement.
I feel like both would be rather useful.
Exactly.
I'm more so thinking about what would be most practical.
If sorry,
Okay.
if I was to cast mold earth, and cause shapes and colors to appear on this dirt or
Shapes and
stone, shapes and colors for an hour, can I cast it and then make it look like we're all kind of standing in this corridor while we go explore for the basement? I don't know how this spell works.
I think that's more so molding like actual dirt.
Let me have a
dust?
look.
So
Uh,
you've just got stone statues of us standing there.
Well,
Guys,
no,
dust
technically
statues.
we're around statues, aren't we? In stone that are crying.
They're like, guys, do you want to go to your room? And we're just. Hello.
One of us stays back, hides around the corner, and just does all the voices.
Technically, I
Yes,
can have.
I am in my room.
It's me, the police officer.
I can literally just create sounds from whisper to scream that can be my voice, someone else's voice.
Yeah, me
and-
too. I have that as well.
Yeah, minor illusion.
Yeah,
just
me
like-
too.
So, how about
Okay,
instead
I
of
will
making-
say that yes, you can use mold earth like that, but it won't appear. They won't be able to articulate, so
No, it's
they
a combination
most
of spells.
likely won't look human if you get close to them. I'll say
Okay.
they'll look like an impression of a humanoid shape. I'll
Oh,
say it's
well-
like a sculpture or a statue, but if you get close, obviously they won't be animated or anything like that.
Perhaps we
I-
could do voices from the rooms.
Why don't we just lock the
Why
doors of the
wouldn't,
room?
why
Well,
wouldn't
that
we
too.
just cast this, go
True.
to the basement, figure out what's down there, try not to get caught, and then leave?
How about we just go into the basement?
Yeah.
Yeah. well,
Skip the whole disguise and stuff like
Just
that.
lock the
If they
door,
get
make it
pissy-
look like we're in there,
Then
and then
we'll,
go to the
we'll wait for
basement.
the warrant to arrive, I suppose.
Yeah, that's literally an
Well
hour
then,
away. We can sit
While we
up-
wait for the warrant, 24D.
Yeah, with 24D, I
I
want to go
like
to
the way you think,
basement.
Gnome.
I think there's a
Thank you.
guest in there.
No, they said it was
No,
doing
the-
cleaning right
the
now,
guest-
and if the
the
cleaning
guest has-
people are
has
asleep,
finished their stay.
if the cleaning people are asleep, nobody's in there.
Isn't there a guest there currently in 2040?
No, he said that it was being serviced for cleaning.
Okay.
You saw that. What you're remembering is that you saw the name Marion Organsson appeared to be in that room beforehand.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't say it directly, but it was being serviced
He
for
told
extra
us.
cleaning.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and it was one of
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Oh,
But-
sure. Let's go to that room.
Do we
I-
need to sneak around now?
that's up to you. What you want to do?
I'll stealth.
I'm not.
Cool. Roll a stealth check for me, please. Then the rest of you, up to you if you want to roll stealth or not.
I'm just walking.
You tell me.
Not funny.
If
Nat 20,
I'm
nice.
like, if I'm on his back like a backpack.
That'll be a 28 as well.
I think that makes you like you gotta like disguise your whimpering noises.
I'll say you can roll a stealth check with advantage.
Cool.
Well, you're on my back.
Yeah, so I'll get an advantage for that.
There's still an extra shape on your back.
Yeah.
you might
I
not be
rolled a
used to
28.
stealthing with.
That's
You might not be used to stealthing with, so we'll just see if. No.
It's alright, it's not a charisma check. Don't worry. It's not as bad as charisma. Oh, that one was on.
19.
19. Okay, cool. You guys, as you're all left to your own devices now, the building itself seems to kind of creak and shift with the massive amount of gale force winds and rain that are kind of pelting outside. You can see that there's a flash of lightning and kind of crack of thunder that kind of booms across the sea near where you're standing now. Everything seems very still, aside from the shift of the actual wooden boards. You can hear what appears to be faint movement from down below, that you assume is Frederick, or at least somebody else moving down there. Down the corridors that you pass, I'm assuming you're all heading towards 24D. The corridors that you pass all seem to be the same sort of dark, barren spaces. And I will actually get you, Joff, to roll a d12 for me, please.
Scary. 9.
With a 9. As you're staring down one of these corridors, kind of just as you pass, so not paying too much attention to it, another flash of lightning kind of illuminates the room, and you see what appears to be a figure standing. And then it's gone.
Sauce.
I say, that was strange, and then keep walking.
Okay.
What was
What was
strange?
Oh, there was just a figure down that corridor. And not the one we're going to look for, so I suppose it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I'm just glad you didn't see it, because you might have screamed.
I probably would have. I'm shaking right now.
You guys begin to head towards 24 as the wing. It kind of the rooms almost seem to spread off in like spokes of a wheel. So there's different sections that kind of span off in an odd shape for the rest of the building. But you can see that 24 actually seems to be relatively illuminated. You can see that there are 3 rooms here that actually have light coming from underneath the cracks in the doors.
Can I listen to see if I hear anyone snoring or like turning around in their beds?
Sure, roll a perception check for me, please.
13.
With a 13, I'll say that you can hear that there's movement in one of the rooms. It sounds like somebody pacing across the floor,
At
Um,
3:30 in the morning.
but you don't hear anything other than that movement.
Well, let's go check what 24D has in store for us.
So 24D is actually separated from the rest of the doors and the rooms in this corridor, this wing. It's one of the only rooms along one side, so there's only two on this side. One of them has the door open and it appears to be a completely empty room. And as you pass it to get to 24D, you can see that 24D actually has light underneath it. There appears to be torchlight, lamplight, something similar. It's kind of an orange hue to it.
Can I put my ear up to the door?
Sure, roll a perception check for me, please.
I can actually use my attention to detail, or eye for detail, which makes it so I can use a bonus action to basically get advantage.
Sure.
Does that work in this scenario?
Yeah, that's fine. Happy for you to do that.
And for that it'll be a 21.
With a 21, you don't hear anything other than the shifting of wood. So it could just be, this is a relatively old building, might just be wind.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no sound.
Okay, I have thieves' tools.
Mm-hmm.
What does that entail? Does that entail lockpicks?
Yes.
These doors all have keys though, or like key cards, don't they?
These ones don't. These are skeleton keys.
These
Yes.
are keys.
Yep.
Can I attempt to pick this lock?
Sure. So roll your check for it. So you have proficiency, and it'd be it's sleight of hand for thieves' tools, isn't it?
I think so. It's either that. So it's
I
that
think it's
plus proficiency
yeah.
because you add to the tools basically because you're proficient.
So, how do I find that?
I think it depends on DM ruling. You can either do it as a dex check or a sleight of hand check.
I believe it's sleight of hand.
I do have proficiency.
Yeah,
so
but you add
that's
your
So
proficiency to
A
it.
D20 with dex modifier.
Give me a second.
And proficiency.
Oh, and proficiency.
Here we
I
go.
don't know. I'll do it.
So,
we're about to have a break.
So proficiency with these tools lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to disarm traps and locks.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's a sleight of hand check because
Okay.
it's specifically for fine motor skills. So
Yeah,
I'll say
okay.
it.
Yeah. That'll be a 13.
13 plus your proficiency.
No, that's just 11
So
plus 2.
you roll with your proficiency as well. So it's thieves' tools plus 2 plus whatever your
Proficiency with.
modifier is.
So that'll be 15.
Yes, I believe so. It's
Your
I think it's
proficiency bonus
plus
should be
2,
plus
isn't it?
3.
Huh? Oh,
Is it plus
then
2 or 3?
It's
I
3 because we're level 7s.
Okay, cool. Then
Okay, cool.
that'll be 16.
16. Sure. With a 16, I'll say it's relatively easy to open. It's an old lock.
Yeah.
So, as you try and change the pins and the tumblers, it takes you a second, and you feel as if the resistance is almost going to snap your tool. But after a second, you readjust, and with Sherlock Gnomes still on your back, kind of peering over your shoulder, you eventually
They're
manage
helping
to
me. Well,
to lift the last tumbler and then turn the key, and it opens with a creak.
As it opens, I turn back to look at Sierra and go, "We don't talk about this. This is how we do it in Britain."
I mean, it's quieter than what I was going to do.
Oh, that's
As
makes
the
it better on
door
one-
swings open, I'll get you to roll a perception check for me, please.
Can I give advantage? Help with that? Roll my own.
Roll your own perception check.
Oh, nat one.
Nat 1.
Thank God I asked to roll my own.
With a nat 1, as you open the door, you are immediately blinded by a flash of lightning. And you see, silhouetted against the window, a figure standing there again. Same figure as you saw before. This time you can see that it's a woman who appears to have her face ripped clean open. Just skin sloughing off to the side,
Now,
jaw visible, striated muscles kind of still clicking in place as she appears to be
With a
chewing
nat
something.
1.
I
And
got
then-
a 14.
oh, okay.
After a moment, it's gone.
Okay, great.
Sherlock Gnomes, what you
14.
see with a
Uh-huh.
14 is a carpet that is just riddled with stains. It appears to be large pools that are kind of centered around a bed, or at least where you think a bed would have gone given the depression in the carpet.
What colours are the stains?
They appear to be brown. It's a cream carpet.
Ew.
I'm assuming we're relaying information to each other.
Yeah.
I relay the
I-
talk of the ghost woman that I saw.
No. None
In
of that.
in as how you would explain it to a child, I suppose.
Sixth sense.
Absolutely not.
And I also look down at the carpet after that and go, oh, peculiar.
You guys,
And the lights are on.
the lights are on, so there's
Um,
lamps by the bedside, but there appears to be no bed actually in the space where you assume it should be. You do see that there are some chairs that are set up that kind of angled towards what appears to be a fireplace that is not lit.
I look back at the people standing outside the door and I hush them and tell them to wait. And then I go stealth around just to have a look around the...
Could I
Room.
get off your back,
Yes.
please?
Yes.
Thank you. Could I go investigate the stains?
Sure,
and see,
roll
like,
an investigation check for me, please.
awesome. 8.
With an 8, as you get closer, you've seen enough blood to know that there are just pools of blood. They seem to be set into the carpet and
scream.
dried, so they've turned kind of that odd brown colour. The room itself smells metallic and almost as if there's a stench of rotting flesh.
Are there other, like, is there like a bathroom, ensuite kind of?
There is a
deal?
door at the end of the room.
I go look around, just stealthing as well in this, being as quiet as I can, I suppose, and also trying to hush gnomes in the process.
Okay, give me a second. Okay.
And is this door in the same direction as the woman that I saw?
No. So
Okay.
she was just standing silhouetted facing the door that you came in,
Okay.
and that you don't see her.
Did anyone else see that woman standing by the door or no?
No?
Just me.
Just you.
So no.
Just Joff.
I am slowly going crazy.
Wonderful.
As you begin to creep towards the door.
Do I need
I'm
to roll
assuming
another
you-
stealth?
No, that's okay. You dodge around what appears to be kind of almost discarded clothes and shoes from previous occupants. And you find yourself in what appears to be a large bathroom that's set up almost like a locker room. The showers themselves are actually inundated with a cloud of steam, so it appears as if they were just used. That obscures your vision and makes it impossible to see much beyond your own outstretched hands. What you notice, Gnomes, is that the steam begins to kind of creep out from the top of the room and kind of circulate the one that you're in now.
By this time, by the way, everyone else that wasn't in the room, I have like brought into the room,
Can
so
I?
you guys can do
There are
stuff.
2 shower sections, and you can see that one of them has its curtain open, the other one is closed.
I gotta open the curtain.
As you open the curtain, under a deluge of water, a figure is suspended between the walls of the stall. 2 large, slightly rusted nails that look similar to railway spikes have been pinned entirely through their hand on either side, being pushed in from the back of the hand and emerging through the bottom of the palm and straight through the sides of the shower stall. The figure itself has been mutilated.
Is there?
A large gash is made across the abdomen, and the intestines are spilling out from the opened cavity.
Oh, great.
The jaw is hanging open at an odd angle, and the temporomandibular joint, so the jawbone here, is dislocated, and it seems to be forced open and overflowing with some kind of vibrant red flower. Their eyes are glazed but held open, a look of terror and anguish covering their countenance. Despite the constant stream of water, the blood flowing down from the figure seems to be never ending. The tiles are weak red in colour as the water is sucked into the shower grate.
Can I do? How much do I know about Bethany?
So, this figure appears to be male.
Male. Oh. I can I do some kind of check just to see if I can see any more?
Sure, roll a medicine check for me.
10.
With a 10, you notice that this figure has been there for a while. So the skin is getting waterlogged and it's turning a grey colour. And it appears to not only be swelling slightly, but appears to actually be decaying.
Human?
Looks human.
I go out just only slightly more shocked than when I went in.
What did you find in there?
Hang on a second. As you turn around to leave, you can see scrawled in large, angry lettering the phrase "guilty as sin" is smeared in blood on the mirror.
Guilty as sin.
Staring back at you in the mirror, you can see the horrified face of the figure from where they're suspended behind you. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh my
We'll pick up in a little bit for the next part of our investigation.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Literally.
Hello everybody, welcome back. We return with the rest of our Halloween one-shot. Unfortunately, Meg was a bit tired, so as of this point, what's the character's name? Nick. Nick is allergic to dust and that massive waterfall, the clouds of billowing dust that fell from the ceiling has unfortunately asphyxiated Nick. As a small fairy,
Nick now lies dead on the ground.
yeah, Nick Jonas is no more.
We have canonically
Jonas
murdered Nick Jonas.
I've killed one of the Jonas brothers. You're all
One
welcome.
left.
There's
Three
three.
other Jonas.
Who's
Sounds
Kevin?
good.
There's
what?
Kevin,
Oh, you're talking about
Joe,
just-
and Nick. Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, is there another Jonas?
I didn't know there was
There's
so
three.
many.
Actually, there's four technically.
Yeah, there's
What?
a fourth.
No,
There's
there's
like a-
four.
yeah,
there's
there's,
four Jonas brothers.
Frankie.
Yeah, the one that nobody
Oh.
likes.
Is he like actually
I think
the
he
brother,
just-
or was that like
I think he is the brother. Like,
I'm curious now.
I think he's like the three of them are in a boy band, and he's like a lawyer or something. I think he's like just. a
guys, this
dude.
is the news. The information, the hard-hitting facts that you wanted to know. Is Frankie Jonas actually a Jonas brother?
Here on Sky News.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he is.
real. He's fully real.
He is.
He's a real dude, and he looks like a lawyer too.
What does he do?
He probably isn't, but
Breaking news: Frankie Jonas is a Jonas brother.
he's just a dude.
He's just
Just a
good.
dude guy.
What's he do now?
Cool bro.
He makes children's music.
7 years younger than Nick. That's why he's not in the band.
He's real. He's a youngin.
And he ate a 37-year-old man at the age of 14. Just whole.
Excuse me?
Lucky.
Love that.
Oh, I see now. I see now what happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean he's young?
He's young. He's really young. That's.
Well,
wearing?
not that I don't love to talk about the Jonas Brothers, but I think we should continue with our one shot.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, so as of the last part of this one shot, you guys stumbled upon a dead body that has been suspended in between the walls of a shower stall.
There is a thing I would like to do.
Yes.
I would like to get my hatchet and shave off a bit of the flowers and just take it.
Wait. everyone
You
looking
can
at the
pluck the
coffee.
petals. It's or do you want
Yeah,
want?
I guess I don't need the hatchet. It was
But it's up to
unnecessary.
you what you want to do. I'm just saying
I would
it's
like
not
to
like
remove
they're jammed in there that much.
No, it's just the hatchet was. I don't know why I thought.
Just
I
for
needed the
flavour.
hatchet.
Maybe
Like
wanted
one
to
side of the
break
room.
I have a knife. I have just a dagger.
I'll have a go.
I'm a
You
pretty
shoot
cop.
the corpse.
I've got like 5 knives on me.
Load 6 guns.
It's nature in it. It's a myth for nature.
I disagree.
Sherlock Gnomes, I will get you to roll a d12 for me, please.
Oh god.
Or 2d6s, up to you.
Are you not
D12.
the slightest bit traumatized about your brother?
7.
A 7.
Oh no.
That was
As
a
this
question too,
body
wasn't
has
it?
been pointed out to you, the face, as you stare at it, that's kind of wide open, the flowers kind of spewing out of the mouth. You watch it for a second, and you watch as the face contorts, and tentacles begin to appear on the face, and the body, the face itself, appears to be just decaying, and the skin falling away, replaced with tentacles that wave and move around, and the jaw begins to open further, unhinge, and then the vision is gone.
Good heavens, Gnomes! You look like you've seen a ghost.
I start crying.
I go to console him, like cradling.
What the
cradling
fuck?
Poor gnomes.
What the fuck's going on over here?
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. I've admit. Oh, well, it's not a magic thing. It's just. Is this just me like crying?
So Watson and Gnomes are both going insane.
Thanks, yeah. Sam, I will get you to roll a nature check for me, please, as you now have these flowers in your hands.
Is this wisdom saving throw against magic?
Saving.
Or is it just a normal one? Because I have advantage on magic ones. Like, if anything.
Sure, you can have advantage on it.
Oh god. Thank God I got the advantage.
It's not magic, it's something more.
It's love.
15.
Love is the only true magic. The most powerful magic of all, Harry.
You saw tentacles and you thought of true love?
This is this.
Starts frantically
Lucky
quoting
and I-
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have a solid conversation about how I wanted to play a horny bard, which is going to fuck Cthulhu.
Yeah. Monster fucker times.
15.
15. With a 15, as you're being consoled by Watson, Holmes, you see out of the corner of your eye what appears to be that same body, but this time hanging from a rope attached to a fan. And it's kind of swinging, the tentacles still protruding from the mouth.
Whatever you're seeing, it's not there. It's just a corpse.
Is the fan on?
No, the fan is not on.
A potato
Can I do
flew
an
around.
Arcana check?
Sure.
It wouldn't be too.
What did you get for your nature?
14.
14?
Nature check.
With a 14, you know that what you have in your hand is a snapdragon.
I love those flowers. Sorry.
Okay.
I rolled a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Something odd definitely seems to be affecting both you and Holmes, but you don't get the sense that it doesn't feel like a spell is acting on you.
I talk out loud to the room in Abyssal.
I punch him?
Oh my god.
I just say hello.
Wait. Before I punch him, do I speak Abyssal? Because I know that tieflings get some languages. No, I speak Infernal. I've got no fucking clue what he just said. I just punch him. I was like, what the fuck is that noise?
Roll to hit.
I do,
guess.
but I will add this. I deal no damage because I've got a -1 strength, so it's 1 damage -1. But
Your nature roll, sorry to interrupt, your
That's fine.
nature roll, with a 14, I'll say that you know that it's a snapdragon, and you also get the sense that the meaning attached to it might relate to guilt or deception or sin, perhaps.
Floral meanings are very popular in British murders.
does 19 hit your face?
I'm getting punched in the face.
Yeah, as you get
What the fuck, dude?
as Seal winds up, you feel what appears to almost be like a play fighting tap against your against your cheek as Sears follow through kind of.
Yeah, it's just kind of. I'm not very strong.
Can I just use like an action to dodge so it doesn't even hit me at all?
Sure, if you like to. I mean,
Like, does-
what's your AC though?
12.
It definitely hits you.
Yeah, it's a 19.
It's a 19. As you speak to the room in Abyssal though, what do you say?
I just say hello. Is anyone there?
You wait for a second, and you can hear the wind howling outside. Seems to pick up as you speak, but there appears to be no response.
I continue talking. I like kind of eye off Sierra and be like, oh, what was that for? I'm trying
Hey.
to communicate with whatever's in this room. There's clearly something going on here that is beyond anyone's ability to understand. I studied this language in I don't know what university I went to. The University of Beans on Toast.
English breakfast.
It means nothing.
You are not a Scouser if you're from Birmingham. Scousers are from Liverpool.
Oh, I thought Scouser was just like another word for like a
No,
roughhouser.
no,
A hooligan if it were.
no.
And then I continue to ask questions. Like,
Okay,
what
you-
are you? I just keep
Yeah,
asking.
no response. You're just speaking in Abyssal
No,
into this
okay.
room.
If you're
You had your hand raised.
So the snapdragons were coming from the broken jaw.
from the mouth, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
They look like they've been shoved in there with some force to break the jaw.
Okay, so they weren't blooming from there. They were like a.
Yeah, they were just.
okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
They were just chilling.
they were just chilling in the mouth. Yeah.
Chilling.
Spooky bitches.
Sure. No response again.
Can I say to the room the same as Jack, but sorry, the same as
Joff.
what's the name?
Joff.
Jack was close.
In
Joff
deep
Watson.
Close enough.
speech.
In deep speech? Sure. You guys are all kind of trying to speak, communicate with this room. The wind is picking up and howling outside. The lightning kind of cracks again. You hear the.
Just to be safe and sure, in common, I say hello.
And in Druidic, I also say hi.
In Druidic.
In Primordial, I just start saying,
What
"Fuck,
are all
fight
these
me."
scary languages?
We're all just saying words.
You. Okay, hang on. So, most of you guys don't get a response, but since you are speaking in the quiet and nobody has shut the door, you hear footsteps coming up the stairs towards where you are now. In Primordial, when you say, what is it, fight me,
You get
you
punched in the face.
you listen for any kind of acknowledgement, and you can hear the actual howling of the wind seems to drop back and stop for a second, and then pick up again.
I think you've cracked it. Say something more.
Oh, fucking Primordial.
No response to that one.
Prepare a spell.
Okay.
Should someone who I don't like come into the room?
What spell?
Sleep.
Okay.
But I just want to announce that now rather than
Sure.
later.
Can I go put my head out the door? Just have a peek.
Okay. Are you doing it? Are you stealthing?
No.
Or you're just, okay. Okay. Sure. Roll a perception check for me, please.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You watch as Frederick and Jeremiah are walking up the stairs, kind of deep in conversation. With a natural 20, you notice that in Jeremiah's hand there appears to be a walking cane. But as you watch for a second, the actual head of the cane detaches, and what appears to be a blade is withdrawn. And interestingly enough, they appear to be muttering to each other. With a natural 20, I'll say you can overhear snippets. That appears to be Frederick saying, "Yeah, I gave him a room in 26, so I think that'll be the first port of call." And you watch as they begin to head towards 26.
They can
I
see
think
next
they were
to-
gonna go try stab us, so maybe we should go and fuck him up.
Or perhaps we leave even. Or even close the door and hide.
Well, they're going to where we should be.
Yeah, and when they find out we're not there, then they'll go looking for us elsewhere.
Yes?
I shut the door with a force loud enough to make a noise. Everybody hide.
Idiot, son!
It's genius. It's genius. Trust me, everybody. quick,
I'm
hide.
just gonna stand in front of the door and I'm gonna
How high up is the window? I say this
The
genuinely.
window is on the second floor.
How-
so I'd
how
say
far down?
probably 10 meters up? 10, 12 meters up?
No, I won't do that. That's too dumb.
You can roll a perception check to see if there's something out there that might help you.
Well, because I'm thinking, because I still want to have a way to get down into the basement. But if we go out, then we can't go back in unless we break in.
The guy's trying to come fucking.
I do a perception check to see what's out the window.
Sure, roll a perception check for me, please.
That'll be fairly high. That'll be a 22.
With a 22, you notice that there is a ledge that looks wide enough to stand on. It is relatively thin, but as part of this architecture, it kind of juts out from underneath the window. It looks like you could stand on it if you were careful.
All 5 of us stand out on the ledge and hide around the way of the window out of sight?
Looks like it.
Okay.
With the 22, you also notice that there is a lattice that has what appears to be a vine attached to it.
Everyone
And looking
up.
at it quickly, you think it might support your weight, but you're not too sure.
Everyone out the window now.
Pick me up.
Gnome, you go first. I need to test the weight. Go.
Okay.
I need to test.
I'll go
Roll
first.
a dexterity check for me, please.
As long as it's not charisma, it's okay. Let me just.
Ash has a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, ask.
Can I use darkness
Sure. What would
when
you
we're
like to...
out on the ledge in case they come in?
You can.
Sure.
This is like fairly
Or we could-
obvious.
Uh,
It's like a thick, like inky mist almost.
Yes, more obvious than you slamming the door shut and saying, let's hide.
yeah.
I was just gonna stand by the door, wait for it to open, and then cast a lightning bolt.
It's up to you guys.
Okay.
I will
Here's my thought process. If the window's open, it could have been the wind that slammed the door. And if we hide out on the lattice outside, then hopefully we can.
But they could also go to the window and then.
Yes,
shoot
I know, but do you
Yank
have-
him out.
Locks the window.
Does anyone have any spells that would
I got sleep.
Sleep would work.
Yeah.
sleep would work
Oh, well,
as a last resort?
Also,
I don't know
sleep's
if
good 'cause it
darkness
doesn't have a
would
saving
make
throw.
it super obvious. What is that to get out the window?
I can teleport.
Sure.
Is that a dex save?
what?
Is that dex to get out the window?
Because you told me to go out the window.
I know. Is that a... Oh, I hope that's not falling down.
If I fall down and die, I'm gonna haunt you as a ghost.
Okay. Everyone else, what are you doing? I will say you need to be relatively quick with what you decide.
I'm out the window. I've already gone.
Okay, roll a dex check for me then, please.
I'll go out the window as well.
That'll be 22.
22.
Can I say, with that high roll, can I try and catch and support gnomes?
You know what? Sure.
And swing them onto my back as a backpack again.
Sure. I'll say that as you guys begin to crawl out of the window, gnomes, you feel the toe of your shoe just clip the edge of the windowsill, and you feel yourself free falling for a second, and then you're jerked back and onto Watson's back
Watson,
again.
saving the day yet again.
Is everybody else exiting the window?
I'll
What are you
I'll
doing?
go outside as well.
I'm gonna stand near the window so I can look and see the ground beneath.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Stand next to the
Roll
window
a dex
or
check for me,
outside the
please.
window.
just next to. I don't need to look out of it.
I don't know what that is. 22.
20.
It was 20.
Cool.
What was your modifier?
2. 22.
You're not
Easy enough
20.
to do. As you step out of the windowsill, you all kind of bunch up together, and the gaps in the kind of even spacing of the windowsills, you guys kind of press yourselves up against it.
I have a question.
Yes,
Do we still have the rope?
you do still have the rope, yep.
Cool. Can we use the rope to?
Is there any foot like places we could grapple the rope up onto?
Can we try?
There's the lattice near you, so you can try and tie it to that. There's also kind of wrought iron spikes or bars that attach to the side of the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we tie everyone together except you 'cause
Yeah.
you're outside?
I'm just inside.
Are you outside?
You
You can fly. Go away.
I can't fly.
What do you mean
I
you're a
don't-
fairy?
No, I don't believe I can fly.
Don't the fairies?
Fairies can fly.
I
It
thought
is
they
not
could
on
too.
my spell sheet or
It's-
ability
I don't
sheet.
think it's a...
It's a racial trait.
It's
I
a
think.
racial
It's
trait.
like
I think
how
it
our
is,
character
yeah.
can. Unless you're wearing heavy
would-
armor, but then
Oh well.
Yeah.
Hang on.
chainmail.
Yeah, it says flight. Because of your wings, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can't use this flying speed if you're wearing medium or heavy armor, so you should be able to use it.
I'm in chainmail.
Isn't it
I think it takes a while to dock off.
Here you go.
Are you in chainmail?
I'm in chainmail.
Can't we just hold you?
Yeah, you can like sit on my shoulder or something.
Oh, I'm in chainmail.
You're
When a bit encumbrance doesn't count, how heavy are you?
I don't know.
probably similar,
I'm small.
similar to gnomes, I would imagine. 'cause
Like,
you're
you
a
can go
small
on my
creature.
bag, right? I have a bag.
yeah, backpack and backpack.
What I want to do is I want to stand in the window and wait to see what you're doing.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Okay. At this point, I'll say...
Just give him a thumbs up. Don't worry about me, kid.
I'll say at this point you can hear the footsteps kind of almost rapidly approaching your the door. And as it swings open, you can see Jeremiah standing there, sword drawn, as he kind of whips his head around the room.
Howdy there. You don't mind me asking, do you mind explaining the body?
You're saying this?
Yep.
Okay. Immediately spots you as you speak, and you watch as a dagger is hurled towards you.
Cool. I cast shield.
Cool. That is a 15 to hit.
Just misses.
Just misses,
Shield
sure.
has increased my AC to 16.
You watch as he kind of quick draws this dagger and throws it towards you. It immediately kind of and smacks into what appears to be a vase, and it shatters, splinters into pieces, and falls to the ground.
I cast, can I cast lightning bolt?
Sure.
3rd level.
I'm assuming this is combat now.
At this point, after Lockie's turn, it will
Cool.
be.
Can I use
they?
my sleep spell as well that I have prepared?
Did you say you prepared sleep?
For when someone comes through the door that I didn't want.
They prepared it.
Okay, I missed it, but next time just make sure that I hear that you prepared it. That was my mistake.
We all heard it.
I don't know. I'm just saying
Yeah,
you can
sure.
use it. I'm just saying next year, make sure you tell me specifically.
Cool.
I didn't hear it. My
You
apologies.
put them to sleep, I guess.
Oh, hopefully.
So
they gotta make a save.
I don't. Sleep doesn't have a save. It's a hit point thing.
Oh.
You're casting your spell first, aren't you?
Oh, you said yours had your prepared, which means yours
if
will
yours
go
was-
off.
okay.
if yours was prepared, it would go first.
27.
How's
Yeah.
sleep work?
I think you allocate.
It's hit point basically.
points.
So so you create an area of effect, and then you go from lowest hit points upwards. And if you're, I think it's like, what's the total pool of hit points?
27.
So anything. So if Jeremiah's got 27 or less hit points, he immediately goes to sleep. If not, it doesn't do anything.
Oh, so they need to have a long amount of hit points?
Yeah. So it's really good against lots of like kobolds or
Yeah, but
goblins.
There'll be higher level enemies because we're higher level as well.
Yeah.
We're hoping. They might just be people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're just people.
I think they're both strong.
No, they're just people. What do you mean?
They're actually really weak. It's just a facade.
They're not even
they're
like
actually
very
very
What
crazy.
level did you cast it at?
2nd level.
Second. Okay.
Counter spell set.
So
Puts it
fucking
back on
rude.
us and now we're all dead.
Okay. Well, they don't have so he doesn't just have 27 hit points. So it unfortunately you blast him with it, but doesn't seem to make him fall asleep.
I cast lightning bolt still. Can you make a
Go for it.
dexterity save for me?
That's an 11.
That's a fail. He takes 8d6 lightning damage.
8d6.
Ooh, that's a lot of fives. 36
Whoa.
lightning damage.
That definitely hits. So what does it look like? I mean, how does he meet his end at this point?
You watch as like my storm eyes glow, and I just go, "Well, that wasn't particularly lovely of you." And then I kind of do like this kind of circle in the air, and then force out a lightning bolt.
You watch as this bright flash of sterile white light kind of cracks within the room, a flash that reaches out towards you from where you guys are pressed against the side. You don't see anything other than this flash, and the sound of the immediately scorches straight through his chest, leaves a large cavity, and he kind of drops back. And I'll actually get you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me,
Oh, he
please.
just killed his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna turn
maybe
into
he'll like
some
it.
like tentacle wielding freak.
Maybe he's free now.
Well, the second one was what I was getting at.
18.
With an 18, you watch as it appears as if these tentacles seem to grow and stretch from inside his body out and kind of pull apart the cavity that you've made in his chest, ripping it open. you watch as these tentacles kind of stretch out towards you for a second, and his face is kind of contorted in horror and pain as tentacles begin to grow out of his mouth from inside. Okay.
Frederick,
watch
get
it
your.
falls. Okay, well, I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative for me, please.
20.
That's an 18.
21.
17.
It's okay. I will write these down.
This is the first time I've done
Okay,
initiative.
20 to 15. Actually, over 20. Anybody over 20?
21.
21.
This is the first time I've gotten double digits in my initiative.
Nice.
Sherlock Gnomes.
And it's Sherlock Gnomes.
Dangling.
The game is afoot, Watson. 20 to 15.
That's an 18.
17.
18, 17 was it? And what did you say, Jack? Sorry? 12. Okay. My name Jeff.
9.
I will also roll initiative. Ooh. Spicy. Okay. So, up first we have Sherlock Gnomes. What say you, Gnomes?
Give me a second, sorry.
No one's getting there.
Absolutely not. Sorry.
Does Joff just like yuck?
Immediately throws.
Sherlock,
Attack dog.
Sherlock Gnomes in battle position.
Okay.
Like Superman. I
Fireball.
This is the new Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers are back.
It's morphin' time. I love Power Rangers.
I'm gonna cast third level bless, and that'll reach. Oh wait, no. I can only. I don't need to cast third. I can do second level for all 4 of you guys. So all 4 of you guys are blessed.
Oh.
You all get
D4,
a
I believe.
D4 for attack rolls, saving throws.
Only one?
So you add that to your roll.
Yes.
Pretty nifty.
And what it looks like is I scream. I am horrified. That is my blessing.
You scream and feel this kind of warm. Was it you were worshipping the sun god?
The
right?
sun, not the sun god,
Oh,
the
no,
sun.
just the sun.
Is it harmonious? But like,
Absolutely.
Gnomes, as you cast this spell towards the end of your turn, is there anything else you'd like to do as a bonus action?
Can I do cantrips as a bonus action as
Yes,
well?
you can.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I don't know what else we're up against, so...
Right, so cantrips bonus action.
So I let you guys use cantrips as a bonus action.
Holy
just
shit, I
because
can do so much damage.
I know.
Oh my god. Would bless and
It's
Guide.
actually an overpowered like homebrew rule, but I like it because I think it's fun.
would bless and guidance stack? Like if I cast guidance on...
Yes. So
Okay, cool. And then while I'm screaming, I also cast guidance on Joff because I'm already touching him. So you get 2d4s extra.
Why are you touching him?
I'm his backpack.
the backpack. Name Joff.
Yeah, only on an ability check if you want to make one of those.
Okay. Sherlock Gnomes, does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. I'll get you to roll another wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Awesome. 16.
With a 16, you watch as you whip your head around, casting your spells on all of your party members, And as you look at each of them, you watch as their faces seem to decay and melt. And
Bless
thunder kind of
yourself.
cracks in the distance.
I'm just still crying. This
Up
Sobbing tears.
you just look as if your faces are decaying. To gnomes, yeah.
We got tentacles coming out too.
No, not this time. Just
I'm talking and my face is like dying.
kind of looks like you're melting like a candle, like the wax is like
Ooh.
dripping off.
Oh.
Like a candle in the wind.
Shut the fuck up. Up next we have Frederick, actually. So Frederick kind of appears, sees his father's body, the massive gaping cavity in his chest, still kind of sizzling and burnt from the lightning.
Did he have any last words? Did he say anything?
Fuck you.
Actually, you're outside, so you probably wouldn't hear them.
Oh.
You missed them.
Did you hear them?
Did I hear them? Probably not. It was
No.
something along the lines of
Um,
There's lightning and
Frederick is going to charge towards you, Sia,
Yep.
and you watch as a large greatsword comes swinging down towards you. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Give me a second. I will get up my. Oh my god. Still singing that?
It's stuck in my head now.
Jesus. Okay. Actually, we'll do this. That is 15 points of damage.
Ooh. Can I hellish rebuke?
Yes. So you watch as this sword is brought down towards you in a large kind of arc over the top and slices down across, diagonally across your chest.
Cool. Can Frederick make a dex save for me as I hellish rebuke as a reaction?
Yes. That's a natural one.
That's a fail. He takes 3d10 fire damage.
Oh my god.
Sorcerer tiefling, baby. He takes 15 damage as fire laces along the great sword blade.
What kind of damage is it?
Fire.
Fire damage. Okay.
Hopefully.
We all come out from it being on the ledge.
Okay.
Smolders.
I helped. If people use plus.
Parry this casual lightning bolt again.
Okay. You watch as he kind of screams in pain, and that same red flash kind of appears in his eyes, and you can see he looks very much like a gorilla at this point. Just an absolute ape. That kind of begins to swing again. So he actually has a bonus action swing. But it looks like an offhand dagger he pulls out.
Did you say so 200 great sword, one offhanded dagger? Holy shit.
It's only a 10 to hit, so it doesn't hit you.
That doesn't hit. I've got an 11 AC, that's so lucky. Cool.
And that will end his turn. Up next we have Sia.
Lightning bolt.
Just go for it.
Dex save, please, and thank you.
Can you hit both of them?
That is an 18.
That does succeed, so half damage. Ooh, what's 23 halved?
That's 12, I believe.
12 lightning
By running
damage.
up.
Don't
No, you ran down, so
11
it's
lightning
11.
damage.
Okay, still standing.
Cool.
What does it look like as you unleash this lightning bolt? Same as last time, just a
Yeah, just as another
right
kind.
crack and the and immediately he's just hit with this lightning bolt that you kind of lazily throw at him.
Yep.
You watch as it scorches and kind of hits a similar spot to where Jeremiah was hit and kind of begins to sizzle and burn in his clothes.
And can I use a sorcery point to quicken a cantrip?
Sure.
Cool. And then I will try Is he wearing any metal armor of any kind?
He's not. No.
Cool. So it's just a normal roll as I use shocking grasp. So that is 7. Does a
You have
6
less as well.
Does a 17 hit?
Definitely hits.
Cool. It's 9 more lightning damage. And can't take reactions until the start of his next turn.
Okay. Let me get this straight. So it's 15 plus your lightning bolt was 11, wasn't it?
Yep.
Or-
So 15,
and then
25,
9, yeah?
34.
It's 11 plus 9, isn't it?
Oh, plus the Hellish Rebuke, which is 15.
Yeah, so why does that equal 34?
11, 20, plus 9, all total 15 plus 11 plus 9.
11, 9, and 15?
Yeah.
That's 35.
35 then.
Okay.
I'm going to write up a sorcery point.
Still standing. Okay, so up next we have Bruce. What would you like to do?
Stuff.
Sure.
So these are the things you can do for your action. You can do any of these, and that'll be your action. And then on your same turn, you can do a bonus action as well. And then what Seer did was a reaction to an attack.
Okay.
So, well, first of all, you want to move from the leg into the room.
Yeah. Okay, so I do that.
Sure. So I'll say that's probably 15 feet of your movement.
Which is fair, you've got 15 feet.
I've got 30.
So that's fine.
And then can I just like attack him with my scimitar?
Sure. You can, I would say you can use the rest of your movement to get into the melee range of him.
Okay.
So then you'd have to roll to hit for that. So that's a d20, and then plus whatever the modifier is on your. So unfortunately that does not hit. So as you go to swing this scimitar, to kind of slice open the exposed area of the bicep, you move forward and you feel your toe kind of bump into what appears to be Frederick's leg, Jeremiah's leg, and kind of stumble forward and just miss.
Nice. Okay, cool.
What does Flame Blade do? Is that an attack?
So yeah, it's
You've
a
heard
cantrip
fire
spell, and basically it's when you hit, and then it does an extra. I think there's extra fire damage. Green Flame Blade, right?
Yeah.
I believe because it's not a cantrip, it's a spell.
Yes.
So
It can be done as a bonus action though, apparently.
yeah, so
I think what happens with the green flame blade, if it's the one I'm thinking of, is you have to hit an attack first, and then it can jump.
to another person.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, you can do nothing.
Yeah.
You can do a Balm of the Summer Court. You can heal if you wanted to.
Heal who? No one's hurt.
Oh, is anyone? Yeah.
See his head.
I had a great sword impaled in me.
You would do that with your bonus action. What's it called? Fey of Balm of the Summer Court.
Okay, sure. Oh yeah, yeah.
So just read that.
As a bonus action, by spending dice from the pool, you can restore HP to one creature you can see within 120 feet. The creature also gains 1 temp HP per die spent.
Oh, sick ads.
Sure. So your dice pool would be. Sure, so you can roll as many as you like, I think, out of that, can't you? And then you allocate it to.
So I took 15 damage, so I wouldn't need a lot of d6.
So maybe 2 or 3.
Of this one?
No, D6.
This one. The square one.
Roll 3 if you want at the same time. 2 1s and a 4, that's 6.
Perfect. And then I get
3 temp HP.
3 of those dice.
I have special dice for the occasion.
Oh,
Halloween.
3 temp, 6
That's
heal.
so cool. I know.
Cool.
My mum bought them for me. She was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I know you've got a Halloween thing that you're doing," and then she was like,
That's so
gave-
awesome.
"My mum gave me some D6 dice. My mum is the best." Okay, so does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is that my turn then?
Yes, it is.
I run in, do the same. I've also got 30 feet.
Sure.
Except no, I will get in range.
Am I still? Sure. I'm just gonna still be on.
Actually, no, I won't get in range. I'm gonna stay just in the window and shoot him with a crossbow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for it. Roll to hit, please.
Do you get sneak attack because there's someone within 5 foot of him, or no? Remember, I know that some rogues get it, some rogues don't.
I don't know if you I think you have to be hiding for that though, don't you? Or sneak attack?
Well, because like, I remember I spent...
Oh,
Sneak attack
maybe
on the
it's only
turn,
if you're in
You
melee.
can deal an
range.
extra finesse. Or if enemy of the target. Wait, what? You don't need advantage on the attack roll if. What?
So normally you have advantage, you get sneak attack.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. But you don't need advantage if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet.
Another enemy of the target.
So any of my allies would be.
Yeah,
on the
so, yeah.
target.
You get sneak attack.
But I don't think I hit anyway, so
What did you get?
I got a plus I have like 13.
Does not hit.
So no, I don't hit anyway. In which case I will I don't know. I will do a. I mean, that would work, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to just take a bonus action to hide.
Okay. Roll your... Oh no, bonus action hide? Yeah, I think you have to roll for that.
cunning
Yeah,
action.
all good. Okay, so as you kind of peek in through the... Lucky that wasn't...
Yes,
full.
yes.
As you peek in through the window, Gnome's still kind of clinging with a death grip to your neck. You attempt to fire, and Frederick kind of turns his head towards you, and you just graze the top of his shoulder. And it thuds harmlessly into the back wall.
Damn.
Curses. Alright, after that we have Sam. What would you like to do?
Sam,
Sam always Gamgee.
Sam will dramatically pull off the jacket from before and grow a size to regular size. Casting enlarge on myself.
Regular sized man.
Does your
Just
chainmail
revealed
stretch
by
to fit?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. It accentuates my now slightly larger form. You've activated my evil side.
My
Becomes a normal sized
My
my
evil
God.
size.
No.
I pull out my great sword, which was also underneath the jacket,
Mm-hmm.
sort of like what's that movie? There shall only be one.
Highlander?
A Highlander-esque claymore.
Where were you hiding it this whole time?
Under the jacket.
Right.
But it was like a really stiff
I was
jacket.
gonna say, you're
and
just...
I was always standing
You're
up.
always A-posing.
It was like sleeve to sleeve.
Right.
I walked
It's
through doors.
only this way. It's so stupid.
No one suspects a thing.
As you go through doors sideways.
Go for like greetings, high five.
Always open for a hug.
I stab them.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I pull out my greatsword and thrust it forward into
Greatsword.
the first one, the one with the cane staff. That's now
The-
tentacle monster.
He's dead.
There's a dead one and then
Didn't
a
he
living
become
one.
a
No,
tentacle
no,
monster?
No, that was just my vision.
just-
I was just
that
hallucinating.
didn't
Actually,
really
that was
happen.
just Seer's vision.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So yeah,
One
you
of them.
didn't see Tentacle Monster.
Yes.
You saw
I saw
everyone's
everyone
faces
dying.
melting. Yeah.
Oh,
my
we
God.
just so my guys have just killed it.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll go for the other one then.
You have bless, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot I had blast.
Yeah, you already rolled, so.
Yeah.
Been blessed.
I'm gonna take a -5 on my attack roll
Mhm.
to try and get a +10 to damage, but I will use the bless on this roll.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Use the bless.
I don't think it's gonna be enough unless I get a 4.
Oh.
Okay. That's a 7, 8. That's a 9 to hit.
9 does not hit,
Okay. Well, I'm
unfortunately.
gonna do it again, but not with the minus this time. Just with the straight up stabby stab. That one's a 19 to hit.
Hits.
So I'll do that. D4. I get a D4 because I'm slightly bigger and stronger now. So that's 14 damage with the stab.
Ooh. How will he meet his end?
Cut his head off.
Straight like, and then just like javelin run forward.
Like a pole vault.
And it just like jams into him and pushes him back into presumably a wall behind or whatever
Out
stops
into the door, into the corridor.
whatever stops the momentum of going forward.
Probably the corridor behind you guys. What kind
We
of
didn't
aiming?
even let them get
No.
past the doorway. You thunderbolted one of them and the other one was like, what the fuck?
I'll get you to roll a wisdom save for me, please.
Challenge the storm.
They call me knife grind.
Fucking hell.
That's an 8.
An 8? Okay. As you thrust your sword, impaling the Frederick on your sword, you eventually bump into the back wall, and you turn your head, and looking into the nearest reflective surface, which would actually be your sword, you can see that a zombie version of what appears to be Bethany Moyes is lingering over your shoulder.
I turn around and attempt to stab it with my remaining. my no,
You don't have a roll for it.
Say again?
You wouldn't have an action for it.
No, I would have because I plan to use my action surge that turn, but I don't think I'll use my action surge on this. But I will, with my bonus action, cast infestation on it.
Okay.
To summon a plague of
On the
poison
zombies?
mites. Yeah. Well, I mean, like zombies are pretty decayed already.
Sure. What does it look like as you cast infestation?
From the creaks and the floorboards comes whatever remaining bugs there are from the cleaning crew that managed to escape the poisons. And
So you can see that there are cockroaches and spiders that kind of slip up in between these cracks and begin to crawl up what appears to be the cold, kind of grey. Definitely, there's like chunks and bites out of this zombified Bethany Moyes. The clothes appear to be ragged and kind of ripped in places. The hair is kind of matted with blood. The face is streaked with what appears to be dirt and blood. And they begin to kind of crawl up the legs. And you watch as these cockroaches and these spiders attempt to kind of bite, but you assume it's doing something. Do you have to roll to do damage, or?
They have to roll a
We
con
found
save.
the dead person.
No, we didn't.
Concentration saving throw or takes 1d6 poison damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction.
Okay. The zombified figure appears to still be standing there. You can see the cockroach begins to crawl into the mouth.
Am I afraid? Are you
With an 8, you don't have the frightened status on you, but it is gruesome. It looks gruesome.
You should be dead.
I peer in from what are you doing?
That'll end my turn.
Sure.
Is
so
that combat over? Is the initiative over?
it appears so.
I've run in from the window and assume that Bethany is on the ground. Can we all see Bethany?
No, nobody can see Bethany.
What?
Except for
Christ.
you.
I pull out my 2 hatchets.
Wait,
putting
but
the sword
would
to
we
the
see the
ground.
bugs
You would see the bugs.
crawling on a random figure in midair?
No, you just see the bugs begin to kind of circle around this spot in the ground.
I think
Is she hanging
he's
on the
seeing them
ground?
on the figure, but we're not.
I want to try and cut the spot.
Okay, roll to hit.
Cool. 15.
Okay, as you, what are you using? Daggers or?
Hatchets.
Okay, as you go to thunk your hatchet into the shoulder, you notice it kind of cuts through and kind of stops on the other side. You do it again and doesn't seem to find any purchase, but the zombie still seems to be just staring at you. You can see that a spider kind of crawls out from underneath the eyelid and begins to kind of make its way down the face.
The fuck is this?
What are you doing, Sam?
We're leaving. We are leaving.
Roll another wisdom saving throw for me, please. This time with disadvantage.
I don't think that's necessary. Oh, maybe it is. That was average roll.
Wait, both of the hosts are dead now, aren't they? I
Seems
scream
so.
out, Bethany!
6.
With a 6, you begin to hear what appears to be a voice or a whisper that sounds from Bethany's kind of open jaw that kind of clicks into place, kind of unhinges. You hear the whisper, save me, I haven't sinned, it wasn't me," over and over again.
Fuck. I'm uncomfortable. I am trying. No,
Down
I'm
to the basement we go!
And then, as you kind of step towards the figure, it disappears. And you watch as the bugs kind of begin to fall to the floor, and then kind of scuttle under the cracks in the floors again.
Well, I think
I
that's
do
about
still call out Bethany's name as loud as I can. I don't care if I wake up the people.
Are
The
there actually people though?
That's why I don't care.
doesn't seem like you get any answer.
And then I turn around and say, right, down to the basement then.
Yes, let's go to
I
the basement.
think it's agreed. Tom, we head down there. Now that there is no. I look at like the corpses, bars to our
There's
entrance.
clearly something going wrong here, and I think it's our job to figure out what it is.
Have their faces stopped decaying for me?
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please. And actually, I'll get you to roll one as well, Sia, for me.
I'm sweating profusely.
In real life, or just like... okay.
Just thought I'd let you.
23.
Yeah.
Have I seen the
What was
figure?
23.
23.
Have I seen the figure again?
Everyone's faces have stopped melting. No, you haven't seen the figure again.
11.
With an 11, you can see that the tentacles appear to still be growing out and kind of almost breaking out of the rib cage. Like there's something crawling out of the open cavity in Frederick's chest. Jeremiah's chest.
I have a feeling this all may have something to do with what's in the basement.
Anybody see the tentacles coming out of his chest, or was that just me losing
I
it?
have a feeling we're all seeing delusions right now.
To the basement.
Yes.
I want to go over and check Jeremiah's chest cavity.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
Just seems like an open wound.
Is it bleeding or like
There's no-
seared shut?
It's cauterized
Yeah.
with the lightning.
I'd like to cut it open and stick a hand in.
Why?
No, the actual, there's a
There's a wound.
cavity, there's an
Okay.
opening, but the actual outsides
Like
of the wound have been cauterized.
Okay.
So,
That's not good.
like
So
you can, no.
Nothing like a. Okay. Cool.
That's
That's
a clean kill.
The cleanest kill I've seen.
There's not
Massive bolt tore through it, and then you seared the body alive.
there's not like any of the snapdragons.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Cool. Are we going to the basement?
Yes, I think basement it is.
The way to the basement, can I check rooms just
Kick
on
them
the
down,
way?
kick the doors
Just
down.
to see if
Sure,
there's
most of the
actually
doors
dead.
are open.
Yes.
You can see that these rooms appear to be completely empty, just coated in dust, and appears if they haven't been used for years.
Ew.
I tried rolling for that.
Is there
Roll a
anything-
perception check for me, please. Whoever wants to roll one can roll a perception check.
What's my perception? I have +7.
Is it
I
one?
have,
They're
I
wrong.
have +5. That'll be an 11.
I rolled a perception check. 20.
20 with a
Unnatural.
with a 20, You see that, like I said, there's dust everywhere. Every single room that you check looks as if it hasn't been disturbed for years. And you can see that lining these corridors are those same snapdragons, but they seem to be wilted. Another interesting thing with the 20, you notice that the paintings that have moved before appear to be stationary now. One of them in particular, that you'd passed on your way to the room of a shipwreck, appears to have a large, unknown, kind of tentacled beast that's making its way under the surface of the ship that appears to be wrecked in the sea.
Moving?
Yes.
Or
Appears to be moving while the rest of the image is stationary. Bruce, I'll get you to roll a d12 for me, please.
you got this.
This one.
No, don't tell. Follow your heart.
I did it. Yay!
One.
A 1?
That would be a 1.
It's okay.
Did you keep?
Okay, with a 1,
I died.
can you imagine insta death?
Well, I mean, judging where what's going on.
You begin to look around the rooms and kind of ducking into these doorways, looking at all of the dust that's coated. And as you step back into the corridor, you look at the walls and there appears to be a section moving quickly underneath the plaster. Kind of bulges and protrudes outwards. The wall seems to kind of shift as this object crawls underneath the plaster.
Bruce, whatever you're seeing, it's not real. We need to keep moving.
Do we know if it's a vision or like a?
With a 1, it feels pretty real to you.
Oh, okay.
But based on what everybody else is saying, you assume it might be a delusion.
Do
In
I
that
need to do
case-
some kind of, like, insight check to see if these are visions or not? Like, based on what I've been hearing everyone say?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check.
Be pretty high. 22.
22. With a 22, based on everything that's happening, although it feels real in the moment, you definitely get the sense that this is some sort of abstract hallucination. It's kind of that feeling of, am I mad because of what I'm seeing, or is what I'm seeing turning me mad? So it's hard to gauge, but you think what you're seeing might not be reality.
Yeah.
In-
You go.
I just tell everyone to keep moving and don't stop.
Basement.
As you guys kind of turn back, you pass the corridor. What were you going to say something?
Yeah. Can I, like, have a look at the statues a little bit closer?
Sure. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Oh my god. 5.
With a 5, these statues seem to be... There seems to be at least one element of these statues that's animated. So, like I said before, there was a woman that was crying, and it did seem as if the tears that were carved into stone or marble appeared to be moving, kind of falling down the face in rivulets. But there doesn't seem to be... It doesn't seem like the actual statue is alive, if that makes sense.
Do any of the statues match the description of Bethany?
Probably quite a few. Statues.
I would say none that you've seen so far.
Yeah.
With my knowledge, just like a sailor and stuff like that, could I roll to identify what kind of sea beast was in the painting?
Sure. Roll a nature check for me, please.
Question mark?
Sure. Why not?
I'm a sailor. Got them sea knowledges.
Cthulhu.
16.
With a 16, you've never seen anything like this in your time, but you have heard tell of a legendary abyssal primordial creature that lurks beneath the sea, and some sailors have been driven mad by the sight of it.
Oh, exciting.
Fun.
Oh no, it's your mother.
I look at my like teeth like I'm pretty sure she was a demon, but like, hey.
But all were driven mad by her sight, absolutely.
Jesus.
If you were gonna
You're not even
As
from
you
here.
guys-
You didn't tell my mother.
As you guys pass back towards the stairs, gnomes, you look over your shoulder once more at the bodies that you guys had murdered, and you see that they're not there anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, it's,
Oh, absolutely not. Guys, the bodies are gone.
the body's gone.
They're gone.
You look over and the bodies appear to be gone.
They're gone. Can we just go to the basement and run and hurry up? I want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore.
You can see the indent still in the wall, and there's still scorch marks from the lightning on the floor, but there are no bodies.
Let's get to step in.
I agree. Let's go to this basement. We're down.
roll D100.
You guys don't actually know exactly where the basement is, so I'll get you to roll an investigation check.
Everyone?
Can I
Sure,
use a
whoever
bonus
would like
action
to roll
roll
one.
this with advantage?
Sure.
I'm just gonna give you advantage, probably.
Well, I have eye for detail, but yeah.
You're not necessary.
No, well, I mean, yeah.
Irrelevant.
That'll be a 21.
With a 21, it's relatively easy to find the basement. It's at the end of a wing of rooms that appear to be large, almost meeting or conference rooms. And
It's like a meeting. Like guys turn around like, hello.
they're all on their laptops. What's going on?
Is that a fairy with a sword?
Why is he
large
regular
fairy?
I'm here
size?
for a business trip. What is going on?
It's all the great demon taxes.
We peer in, it's just all the eldritch gods doing their taxes. It really does end up being about tax evasion in the end.
As you guys head down this long corridor, the room suddenly drops in temperature. It's almost freezing at this point. And you can see that there is water creeping underneath the door at the end of the corridor. Seems to be seeping out and kind of staining this carpet in front.
Open her up.
The door doesn't move. It's locked.
Bash it in.
Bash it in? Sure. Roll a strength check for me, please.
Can I help?
Does anyone want to help out?
I roll a strength check.
Yes.
May I
yes.
just do it?
Mayhaps I will give you advantage. Well, I could pick the lock if all goes terribly wrong.
I get the butt of my sword and I just chunk it into the hinge part of the door. I would. I can roll.
Hey.
Not 20, 27.
Sure. As you get the hilt of your sword, you bash it straight into the door and it falls away from its hinges. Just immediately. It doesn't even seem like you put any effort into it, you just... and then it falls.
Crumbles, if you will.
And you watch as it kind of floats for a second on this kind of meter-high water that seeps through the bottom of the door. And the room itself is relatively large. Most of it appears to be covered by water, in a sense. The floor and the top two stairs are covered in water. And as you descend down them, there's very little light that creeps into the room.
Me too.
I just like to cast light.
Sure.
Yeah.
Immediately as you light up the space, You can see that there are bodies just hanging from the ceiling.
Lol.
There are rows upon rows, almost like a butcher's shop, of people that are suspended by their shoulders with these large meat hooks that impale them.
Nice.
Some are hanging with a chain wrapped around their neck, and you, as you go past, you notice the faces of these figures are, some of them, the victims that you guys have been searching for. But some of them seem to be skeletons. Some of them seem to be still in various states of decay. You can see that there are maggots that are kind of maggots that are crawling out of various orifices. Some that are kind of spilling out of mouths. Some that are kind of crawling out of ears. There are flies that kind of circle the bodies.
I mean, as I should be. Ew.
Would Sia, would you like to perhaps try and communicate with this beast again, seeing as you got a reaction before?
Out in primordial.
Roll a wisdom save for me, please.
I made it angry. 1.
So now we're all gonna die.
Anger the beast.
With a 1?
No. May have just ended the one shot. Sorry, guys.
You hear what appears to be this ear-splitting kind of screech in your mind that drops you to your knees immediately as you kind of splash into this water below. The language that's speaking to you is unlike anything you've heard before, but you eventually come to terms with the fact that it's making sense to you. And you can hear just over and over again, "You're mine, you're mine,
I know
you're
exactly
mine."
what the monster is now. This has happened.
As you look forward, your vision seems a kind of vignette and kind of darken slowly towards the point. And all of a sudden you feel like you're drowning, the water rising up into your chest. You see this image of this huge unknown tentacled beast that kind of floats in the ocean before you. That's the one. These two red eyes kind of peek towards you.
A
And
little bit of visual.
visual assistance. And you feel again as if your breath is leaving you as you're being held underwater. And you hear again, "You're mine." And then you fall unconscious.
Oh
Hey,
my god.
yo, we're all gonna die.
Not all of us.
Yep.
Only Sia.
So I'm just unconscious now in the corridor.
Huh?
Yeah?
Like,
You're
Oh, yeah.
slowly floating back into the water.
Can I help? I mean, I'm
Can
small,
I?
but can I help?
Yeah, you can try and prop. I was going to call you Abelard for a second. Prop Seer up.
Wait a second.
Abelard, I'm helping.
So the water's about 1 meter deep. How tall are we?
I'm going to say you haven't descended into the.
Oh, we're not like in the water yet.
No, you're on the
Okay.
stairs.
By God. That was crazy.
What do I need to do to help? Like, I
What are you
Are they,
showing?
like,
Roll to hit.
Are you awake?
No.
Yeah, okay, good. I wanted to make sure I just wasn't slapping you while you were.
I'm pretty sure it's
You
guaranteed
advantage
hit.
as well, I think.
Yeah, advantage, and if it's a melee attack, it's a crit, just instantly.
Okay, well.
Luckily, it's not your great sword, otherwise I'd be in very deep shit.
Oh, is that what
24.
those numbers are?
Hmm?
Is that what these numbers are?
Anything?
I'm going to say you wake up at after a slap.
Cool.
As you come to, you can feel what appears to be a constriction still around your neck, and it feels almost like the tentacles of an octopus are kind of gripping you. Though as you look down and kind of try and scratch and claw them off, it doesn't feel like there's anything there.
What you doing, mate?
I don't think it liked me talking to it like the way I did.
Gnomes, I'll get you to roll an investigation check for me, please.
Awesome.
16.
the 16, you begin to peer around at the bodies, and after coming to terms with the fact that there's dead bodies hanging everywhere, some of them have actually been shot in between the eyes and the forehead. Some of them have been, it looks like their throats have been slit. Others appear to have been opened from the bottom of their chin to just above their pelvis, and their intestines kind of spilling out everywhere. As you as you look around at this flooded basement, these people hanging from meat hooks, you notice one figure appears to be swaying still. And as you look up, you can see Bethany Moyes. Her hands appear to move slightly, and her jaw begins to work. But as you look up, you see that her eyes are wide and her mouth is stitched shut.
No,
Can I?
you're just trying to speak.
What the?
What is it, dear? What is it, dear? No.
Over there.
Speak up.
Over there. Look, it's Moyes.
Roll another wisdom save for me, please. This time with disadvantage. After it's been pointed out to you, yes.
Do we all see it?
Could I cut off the stitching on the face?
Sure.
10.
You need to be very careful, though.
Can I?
So
Can
I'll
I
get you to
cast
roll.
Can
Cure
I-
Wounds?
Well, we need to get them off the hooks first.
Yeah, but
I'm choking, guys. Sorry.
If we get them off the hooks and then cast Cure.
do I have a stronger Cure Wounds?
Yes,
Yes.
you do. You would have an even stronger one.
I'll get you to roll a dex check for me, please.
But it wouldn't matter because Cure Wounds works on hit points. I think.
9.
I mean,
No, no.
Oh
it's just
no.
stitching. You'll be fine. Stop whining. Stop moving.
you cut into their lips instead.
Yeah, you begin to, as you begin to cut through, she looks terrified. She's kind of struggling, and you watch as she like winces as the meat hook kind of swings in place and kind of impales deeper.
What the fuck are you doing?
As you
I'm not the one stabbing her. She's stabbing herself.
Stop trying to cut open the wounds. Are you a
as you
doctor?
go to cut through, you give her a Joker-esque scar on the side as she kind of begins to scream in pain. And just
Hey, at least
God,
now she
you
can
guys are
talk.
hopeless.
Can someone help?
Yeah, I come over and help you
Can
try and lift them off the meat hooks.
roll a strength check for me, please.
Both
You
of
can
us?
both roll with advantage or whatever
You
you
roll.
want to do.
You've got higher strength than I do. You roll with advantage.
21.
That was a good idea.
21.
21 or, yeah, 21.
21. It's a very painful process for Bethany. She's screaming as you guys kind of hoist her up, and one of you detaches the meat hook from where it's impaled in her scapula. She kind of crumples forward and is just like screaming in
Okay,
pain.
cool. Now I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Sure. How
Thanks.
much does she
At
get back?
what level?
3. Is that it?
Sure.
Yep, 3d8 plus.
That'll be plenty. Plus how many? 4? 3 or so?
It's whatever. It should be on the spell, on the bonuses.
38 plus your spell casting ability modifier, which is +4. So. Yeah, you can use mine.
The other one.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, roll both of those ones again.
I think that was the only one that wasn't a 1.
No, that's
12,
good.
13.
+4.
Sure. What does it look like as you cast Cure Wounds?
No, +4. It's 13 +4.
Yeah.
Oh.
What does it look like when I?
Oh, sorry.
Like this, like warmth. I don't know.
Sure. So, as you put your hand out to kind of touch her shoulder, you watch as the wound kind of grows warm, almost like it's been kind of when you're laying out in the sun. Your skin gets heated in a pleasant, like warm way, and you watch as it begins to stitch shut. And she kind of looks up at you, and just kind of slumps into you.
She's my bestie.
Wholesome.
Healed.
You guys are just trying to hurt her.
No, I was only trying to get her off the hook.
You watch as she just passes
Quite
out at this point.
literally.
She's just completely
I'm
passed
I'm
out.
just gonna sit there and just, like,
No,
massage her and.
we have
Uh,
found her.
Let's
Out.
get the fuck out of here.
Let's
Can I carry
leave.
her out?
Sure.
We
Roll
both-
a
now everyone
strength
has
check for me,
backpacks.
please.
Oh, I'm gonna get like 1. 10.
10? Yeah, I'll say you can lift her. She's relatively light. She's been strung up on a meat hook. She probably hasn't been fed. Her mouth has been stitched shut.
We all carry backpack out. We backpack out of there. What?
There's no what? Scottish? No, English. There's a due diligence in this situation, in it. There is hundreds of bodies around here.
All of them are dead.
Yes, well, that's sort of our jobs as coppers, in it.
We're here.
Our job is to portray. Our job is. I'm going to Abelard's accent now. All right. All right.
Abelard is here.
Well then, so cowboy.
That's what we want.
I'm gonna be having this. No, wait. Oh,
That's pretty close.
yeah, it's close enough to whatever I've got. There we go. Alrighty then. Well, we've got to make sure that she gets out alright first. Then we can go deal with her dead ones.
Or-
They're already dead.
Or even so, we could go back to the police headquarters with the one that we've saved, and then maybe raid this place with a lot more people.
There's something.
Hey, yo.
There's something happening here, in it.
Yes.
I need to say in it to stay in the accent.
something that we are as a group not particularly qualified to deal with.
Can
want
I
to go
have
deeper.
a look
You
around?
feel free to go a bit deeper into
Just
the
see
water
if
if you
there's
wish.
anything around with us other
If you
than
want to
the
go
dead
get
bodies.
eaten by an eldritch
Sure.
beast,
Roll
then go ahead.
a perception check for me, please.
20. Which one's that? What is it? 8 plus 7?
It's 15.
Thanks.
With a 15,
Me too.
you can just see the water levels that are that have been disturbed, so are rippling from you guys, kind of stepping through them, taking Bethany with you. It mostly just seems like dead bodies in here.
I call it, fuck you.
It echoes slightly. Kind
That's
of
all I
bounces
say.
off the wall.
I say fuck
Hear
you and
the
punch the water.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Oh, we'll set it back.
Did you figure out what the language was?
Primordial.
Oh, it was.
Was it? Oh yeah. I don't know.
Or whatever reacted to me, he
Yeah.
seemed to like that language.
Are you guys
Gonna leave.
Leave.
sure?
Leave.
I want to go deeper.
Good for you.
Sam goes deeper. Sam's not actually a cop, so
he's
It's Sam
he's-
Smith for now.
he's done his cop for a day.
the sticker badge, like the child, like you are a hero.
I've never had the sticker badge. You are bullying small people.
The sticker badge is peeling off from the water.
It gets like
I'll
floating
just
in the water.
like pick you up from your chainmail armor and carry you out.
No, Sam wants to go. Sam
Swimming. Sam
wants to wade into the water and go deeper into the
Good
water.
for Sam. Can we all?
Okay, it's a meter high, so you'd be swimming after a while. Okay. I'm gonna say the rest of you begin to leave the room.
We close the door afterwards. It's dark now.
Sure. As you turn back, Joff, you notice that the bodies that were hanging from the ceiling appear to no longer be hanging from the ceiling.
Well, they're in the water now.
They don't seem to be there at all.
Are the meat hooks still there?
What is the meat hooks you mean,
Yeah.
or
The hooks, not
Yeah.
from the
Is
root.
but
Bethany?
there appears to be
I
no
look around.
bodies.
Is everyone else around me still there?
Yeah, everyone
Bethany
here.
included?
Bethany is still there. Yeah.
Oh, we leave. We just
Bye.
we know
Let's go.
there real quick. We know the
Can
fuck
I-
out.
Sam,
Can I
Do you
keep
wanna wait till the end
Sam
of the
company?
You're the one
You're-
carrying
you've got
Bethany.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Sorry. I forgot.
You were leaving
I
us.
forgot.
Yeah.
Sam, as you wade further into the water, you can hear a kind of deep chuckle that resounds off the room. It kind of bounces off from each side. And then you hear, "You're mine." And you feel yourself being pulled under the water. Do you resist?
I dive.
You're going
You go
into
with
the
it.
water. Okay.
Face dead head on.
What the
You
fuck?
feel strong tentacles begin to wrap around you in an embrace and kind of almost like a boa constrictor, kind of pull you
Yeah,
in
bro.
further, deeper.
So sad you're dead. Bye.
We're
leaving.
Gift a sacrifice so we could take us away from said monster.
Not helping.
And then you kind of your vision goes white for a second, and then you feel like you're floating, and you can see that great beast beginning to kind of coast along, and then turn towards you. You're mine, and everything goes dark.
Can I have before that happen cast anything, or does that have to be?
Well, I thought you guys were leaving the room.
We've,
Well,
And
we've
closing the
already
door.
pretty much.
We are
left
pretty
the
much
room.
out.
never mind.
I'll say you guys have left the room.
Yeah,
Cause-
we and closed the door. Mind you. There is no
And we
way.
are running outside.
Bodies disappear.
As you guys make your way back through the threshold of the doors to Bas Alain Manor, the doors that were thrown open as you step down the stairs, making your way to this space that you began in, the doors swing themselves shut, and you can hear a as it locks
Behind us or in front of us?
behind you.
So we're now.
You're outside now.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, that's
Let's
fine.
go to a
That was
hospital,
fun.
guys.
Let's leave. I'm assuming we drove
no,
there in
not
a
hospital.
car.
She's fine.
Did we drive in a car?
She
or
still has the
in the
stitching
same
on her
car?
mouth.
I'm assuming at least some of you drove.
I imagine I have a police cruiser.
I'd say so.
I have a car, but
We
I have
all-
a baby seat.
We
like,
all
I have a
go
hoist
in Gnomes' car.
seat. You're right.
I'm like, you guys sure you don't want one with the siren?
No, we don't need a siren actually.
No, I have some good
I
radio music.
Have a motorbike.
Nice.
We take
Bethany
we
is
take
just
we
on the
take
back of the
No,
motorbike.
we take Bethany and put Bethany in the police car.
No.
You take Bethany.
We'll
Okay.
go to the police
As you guys
station.
begin to enter your respective vehicles, you all feel a chill at the back of your neck that kind of makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, and you can hear whispers that kind of
Oh, I feel bad.
kind of
Drowning.
Sam actually became the beast.
you hear whispers that kind of circle around, just maddening when you can't make out exactly what it's saying. And in one of the high rooms on the third floor, you can see a light that begins to flicker on and off,
No.
and then eventually completely disappear.
Okay, vibes. So the house is
And
dead.
you
I will
guys-
light this building on fire. I swear
Mm.
to God.
That's the
I
point
have
of
a
the
question.
police department. My official role suggests bring flamethrower,
Me
burn
and Gnomes go
everything,
back
leave it.
and light the building on fire.
Please,
I will say that this is where we're going to end tonight's session. As
Sam
Gnomes
is like gonna die.
and Watson
Sam's
at
dead.
Not yet. Be hopeful.
Something really sad. Outside the house, 2 motorbikes remain.
Oh.
two like tiny motorbikes.
the teeny tiny motorbike.
No. They're normal sized
stay,
motorbikes.
but
It's
they
just
stay
there's little
there.
seats that sit
That's what
on
my
top
car
of-
has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't, don't be silly. They're
Are they
motorized
the parents
tricycles.
From, like onward driving the full
They've got
size
little
motorbike?
flags and everything.
We tried full-size motorbikes.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
small.
You don't lie, tricycles. They're motorized tricycles.
As you guys drive away in the pelting rain, the lights all off in the Bath Lane Manor. This is where we're going to end tonight's session. Did you guys have fun?
That was terrifying.
I don't like the bodies.
The body.
Yeah, where are they?
We hope you guys watched and enjoyed, and
We hope you guys watch.
I wasn't going to stop it there. Okay.
Better have watched.
Okay. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys
Always a
next
pleasure.
week for the regular return to the campaign. It's always a pleasure and never a chore to DM for you all. I'm glad that everyone at the table had fun, and I hope you all did as well. And we will catch you all next time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Boy.